everyone, and welcome to another stream. How's everyone doing? What a weird stream thing we're doing today. Okay, so, I don't know if y'all heard, you probably did, but like, Trump got a little bit shot, a little bit, maybe, or it was glass, maybe, that hit him in the face. Either way, someone shot at him. That's interesting. Today we're going to be taking a look at videos from some of the people we watch on this channel. But the theme isn't necessarily conspiracy or chuds or sovereign citizens, it's just all of the people we cover. If they have made anything about the Trump thing, we're gonna talk about it. So that's cool. How's everyone doing? It is my partner anniversary, so thank you for all the well wishes. I appreciate it. Lady Ann, thanks for 46 months, says there's a sub baby in there somewhere. Name it and I'll toss it on the pile with the rest. This will be called Baby... Pile baby number 69420 42601. There you go. Lady Ann with 46. I just read that. Aaliyah Explores with 39 months. Thank you very much. Halloween Town, thanks for a 7-stream streak. Says chat, I sadly lost my other dog today. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. I think him losing his mother just broke him too much. Because he was doing fine before, at least he's not suffering now, I guess. Well, that's really sad. I'm sorry to hear that for you. Hope you're doing okay otherwise. Mike Max, thanks for 36 months. This sub-baby's name is going to be... Magic Bullet. Daima Oni-chan with 100 bits says, Fuel for the train, happy partnerversary. This is going to be horrible. It is indeed. Riot as Bunny Queen, thanks for 33 months. Freemason number. Ashley One Up with 60 bits says, please let this be a normal stream. With Hannah? No way! Stone Corbell, thanks for 49 months, says, what a weird time, eh? No kidding. Good day for my new Miss Frizzle costume, by the way. James Big, thank you for your YouTube membership. Much appreciated. No, we're not doing bingo today because it's not all conspiracy. Some of it definitely is, but not all of it. Anyway, this came with a cute purse, too. This came with a school bus bag, but I'm not going to wear this the whole stream. I will wear Liz as long as it's bearable, but just so you know, this is the whole fit. We did it. Puka, thanks for 500 bits. 48% to level 2 on the hype train. Much appreciated it. Appreciate all the well wishes for my partner anniversary on Twitch. Appreciate it. Definitely need to use that bag out and about. It's cute. I went to a Comic-Con yesterday. I actually probably should have worn this. Would have been a good, decent enough cosplay. But I wear costumes for work. So, like, I don't know. Feels less recreational for me. I feel like I was on the job. Have I ever done a watch party for the Crypto Shark Tank? Not yet. It is on my list of things I wanted to do because I did hear about it and it sounded so weird. Will Kale, thanks for a 50 stream streak, says happy partner anniversary. Can't wait for the calm, non-insane responses by the chuds. Oh, it's gonna be a whole thing. Did the landlord fix the leak? I believe so. The actual, like, panels are still gross, so I don't know if they're gonna come fix that, but they did fix the leak, I think. Humiliated Grapes, thank you so much for 1,000 bits. Incredibly generous. 88% to level 2 on the hype train. On my partner anniversary. No pressure, but if there's any day to gift me something, my partner anniversary, it's basically the channel's birthday. Alright, that's the amount of self-promotion I can handle without feeling like a huge piece of shit. Anyway. Oh, the judge costume also came in. It is in a box right here. I haven't opened it yet. But we do, of course, now have the Miss Frizzle outfit and the Judge outfit, which will be added to the rotation of possible costumes tomorrow. We're working our way towards the 3rd costume month, because we're a third or so into this one. Steve of the Q, thank you for gifting a sub and getting us over level 2, 6% to level 3 on the hype train. So yeah, should be good. Finally have a Judge outfit. Seems like it's a little bit overdue, considering how often I have the gavel and stuff, but you know. I did put this in a bun like Miss Frizzle, by the way. I just did a bad job and it's too far down, so you can't really see it. But I'm doing it in spirit. I also am not a redhead, so, you know. Deal with brunette Miss Frizzle, I guess. So anyway, while we're doing the hype train, we can get on some of our stuff for the day. Who are we gonna watch first? Oh boy. Let's see Gina. Gina did a short 2-minute video. This should be easy to digest. It's Gina, right? Right? Thanks, Jaden.
Now, and it could not have came at a more
Inopportune.
terrible time. The incident that has taken place, the shooting, I haven't watched any more information on it. I know that it's probably all over.
Yeah, regular Gina. I guess I didn't look at what evil Gina's doing. Let me look. You posted anything? By the way, if there's anyone you're curious about, feel free to, like, let me know, and I'll search if I haven't already. Some of them haven't. For instance, John Doyle hasn't made a video. Peter hasn't made a video. So, like, I did check for those people. They just didn't put anything out yet. But if you have any that you're curious if I looked, let me know. I did check Marcel. Marcel hasn't put anything out. I haven't checked Call just because I know we're not going to watch him on stream, because I don't watch him on stream anymore. He probably did put something out, though, but I doubt it's that interesting. He thinks everything's a false flag, so it's just going to be like his normal stuff. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like Evil Gina has not put anything out yet. Paladin's Fury, thanks for 27 months, says it's my triplet sub-baby anniversary. This sub-baby's going to be named Thing Number 3. Yeah, I saw you picked J.D. Vance for vice president. Weird. No CC yet. No CC. We'll probably end up covering some more stuff, because today there will be some tinfoil today, but it's not really a tinfoil day because there's other stuff in there too, like Morance, just, you know, meme stock stuff. But it's all Trump-related. Tomorrow will be conspiracy, and if more people like CC put out stuff by tomorrow that's Trump-related, it'll be thrown in there too. The quartering get kicked off X the day before the shooting. Pretty funny. Oh, I do have the quartering today. I do actually have the quartering pulled up as well, because he did some reaction stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. 22% to level 3 on the hype train with a minute and a half left. Oh, Profane Priestess, real quick for 50 bits, says, Trump has finally selected his running mate, J.D. Vance, a known proponent of the Great Replacement myth, who believes women should stay in absolute marriages because divorce is worse than domestic violence. He's also respect for marriage guy. Oh, I know. I know. Pretty fucked. Hopefully that'll hurt Trump. I don't know, though. M. Scheffler with 100 bits says, have some bits. Nom nom nom. Thank you. Get it. 27% to level 3 with a minute left on the hype train.
Over the internet by now. We did one video when it first broke out, is what happened. But this incident, I mean, we can look and see if there's anything else that has occurred. I wonder if the mainstream news is reported. Okay, well, he's made the mainstream news now. They put it out.
Wait, are they... He surprised a former president and presidential candidate getting shot made the news? That's interesting. Joan Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub 43% to level 3 with 20 seconds left. Save the train, chat. It's my partner anniversary. We have to. It's the law.
Out there, this has happened quite a while ago, the Associated Press, so you can see it right there. This is, I don't even like to say the word. I really don't want to even say the word. I mean, they're saying it in the news. It was attempted, you know what, that had occurred.
Thank you for the hype train, everyone.
Is what it is. You can see it right here. An attempted whatever. I mean, yeah. It's, let's see if we can, oh my goodness gracious.
I like that half of Gina's videos are just her dealing with, like, technical issues and not understanding how computers work. Got a little bit of a charm to it, like trying to have a FaceTime conversation with your great-grandmother.
I bought a new keyboard, and it didn't solve my problem at all. That's about right.
She's actually not into QAnon. Evil Gina is. She's not into QAnon. to my knowledge at least.
About a mechanical one, and I thought, surely that's going to fix it. No, it's probably the driver's. We did a video earlier, and yeah, everybody must condemn the attack. And he got injured, is what happened. Totally got injured.
I like that the first thing he asked for after he got shot in the ear was to get his shoes. Very weird moment, isn't it? I don't know how many people have actually seen the footage, but he gets flipped, like in the ear, which incredible luck on his part, by the way. And then he's like, wait, let me get my shoes. A little weird. I'm sure he was disoriented, though. Anyway, so Gene is pretty weirdly casual about it. Let's move on to Daniel Pratt, the man in the garage himself.
Well, headed to work and just saw it finally happened, huh? Boy, they're really doing anything they can to get this old...
Did I see that the shooter was on the roof of the police staging building? Yeah, the police were supposed to be the ones covering that area, is my understanding, and they dropped the ball.
Civil War kicked off. Seem in desperation mode. I can already hear all the... It's less than genuine.
It felt it took the Secret Service a weird amount of time to get Trump off stage. No, people are just less competent than you expect. I've seen people do conspiracy theories, people on the left making conspiracy theories that the Trump thing was staged to make him look good. No. If anyone here is in my audience and has bought that conspiracy theory, even a little bit, no. That's not true. You're doing the thing a lot of people do, and it's when a big event has happened. You're like, why didn't it go like it does in the movies? You're not saying it in those words necessarily, but things look off to you. Things go, oh, this is weird. They're not acting like the way I expect them to. People rarely act the way you expect them to in real life in big events like this, because big events like this don't happen that often. I know you think it's weird. I promise it's not a conspiracy. Don't buy it just because it feels good to you. That's the same things that happens to these people.
Anyone cries, and at this point, can't say I disagree, or don't see, can't say I agree or disagree, I guess, but I certainly see good reason for people to be saying such. Guess we'll have to see how his old ear looks. And with Hollywood makeup, who knows? But, you gotta remember, it's not...
Why is he wearing a bulletproof vest? Oh, he works as a security guy. This is his work uniform. He's on his way to work.
Whether it actually happened or not, it's...
So yes, Daniel Pratt, who is regularly quite an angry gentleman, may have access to firearms on a daily basis for work. I say may, I'm not sure. He has a vest, I don't know if he carries.
...of the people. And the problem has been presented. What's the reaction they're looking for? And the pre-planned solution. Guess it would save Biden's administration if a civil war broke out.
What?
Before the elections. And or World War III, or a combination of both.
And or World War III. Catastrophizing. Been there.
Yeah, timing, huh, folks? So, it's pretty early in the game to really do much analysis or much thought out on it, other than, wow, look at that, conspiracy theories are...
You're still interested in a motive? Yeah, I'm not sure. He might, like, the motive at this point, based on what I've heard so far about the shooter, is probably going to be less interesting than anyone would want it to be. How do I put this? You might expect, because of proportionality bias, that, oh my goodness, someone taking this much action must have had very strong convictions towards a specific, logical, reasonable end goal. Remember that, like, George, the guy that shot Reagan was trying to impress Jodie Foster. Like, people can just be kind of kooky, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, the guy was a registered Republican, but that's almost more confusing, isn't it? So I don't know what reason he shot Trump. It could be something politically motivated, but it could just as easily be he thinks Trump is a reptile man. Like, you really don't know. It's not necessarily something coherent or reasonable in any way. So, Social Warlock says, Hi, I've spent a ton of my personal time reading about the military and law enforcement stuff. To my eye, there was nothing wrong or suspicious about the shooting itself. Thank you. Marcel Paul with a 10-stream streak says, imagine being recruited due to that false flag operation. Step 1, get on roof. Step 2, miss your shot, but just barely. Step 3, just fucking die, I guess? What a job. Aaliyah says, it was too late in the day for Biden to be involved. Gramps was having his daily nap, almost certainly.
Right again. I myself, numerous times, said this is exactly what they're going to try to do. And, along with many others.
Conspiracy theorists have successfully predicted the last 20 of the last 3 attempted political assassinations.
So, we'll see where it goes. But, yeah. Summer crazies just getting kicked off. Be safe out there. Have a good one. God bless.
So he has multiple videos out about this. He's upsetty spaghetti for some reason. Let me see. Posted about it a few more times. Here's the next one. From earlier today. Any opinions on Trump's VP pick? I think it's a bad choice, which is good. Because hopefully it'll hurt him, if even slightly.
Alright, folks. Well, I gotta do this because...
Benekagami says, I'm half convinced this was a mass shooting Trump happened to be at. Trump may have been a target of convenience. I find that hard to believe. Like, it seems like if it was an attempt at just a mass thing, I think more people would have been hit and killed. My understanding is one person was injured, one person was killed. That was kind of behind Trump, that got 1 or 2 of the bullets that were meant for Trump. I don't think you go to a political rally and, like, for a former president, and you shoot around, but not, I don't know. Again, we're not necessarily talking about reasonability here. It's someone who is, by definition, in an extreme circumstance, and they are outside of the norm. So trying to apply normal, rational thinking, even to an extreme example, doesn't make sense. This is why I don't like talking about this stuff. I don't like to speculate until more information is out. I'm sure we'll know plenty about the motive at some point in the future, whether it is politically motivated or completely cuckoo banana pants stuff. Overthought says it's my Mason birthday, so here's some bits. 3 sets of 33 bits. Thank you very much. Oh, 1 sec, chat. One sec, chat.
Because it's the kind of stuff I've been warning about for years. The kind of well-poisoning, disinfo, make you look like a fool stuff that I've been warning about for years. So, I'm not saying anybody's doing this intentionally, because
That sounds like the kind of joke you would make, Raygeology, honestly.
Video that I'm gonna...
He's gonna revel in this, though. This is his, like, this is his Super Bowl. He just gets to victimize himself and act like a martyr even though he's alive.
be talking about is produced by someone that used to be a buddy of old Maureen Vaughn's, and He was a well-known hoax exposer back in the day, which after putting this video out, I'd go back and start scrutinizing some of that, because this is so egregiously well-poisoning disinfo. I don't know how a mistake could be made other than maybe just so desperate to be the first to say it's a hoax, or I don't know. But on the thumbnail is the picture of the two snipers on the roof, okay? This person is saying that the first shots that pop off is actually that sniper shooting.
In the moments after a big incident like this, a shooting, something like 9/11, in the internet age, this is so much worse because everyone has instant communication to go and, like, vomit their thoughts onto the internet. I understand the irony of me saying that. The instantaneous nature of it leads to people, I don't know how many watched this live as it was happening, but in the hours after the shooting, I was just spending time reading forums and different comments, and everyone, randomly, there'd be people that would say, like, I thought I saw this, I thought I saw this, and they'd be repeating similar things. The speed at which misinformation and conspiracy theory and random conjecture spreads around the internet is horrifying. So anytime a major news story breaks and there's not a lot of information, and it's all speculation, try not to delve into that. Because at that point, you're going to have your head filled with a bunch of speculative bullshit that's going to start to set in your brain and set a narrative that's untrue and based on information a bunch of people are pulling out of their butts on the internet. Maybe just take a step away from the internet for a while and wait for more actual verified information to come out. That way, you can base your narrative and view of the reality of the situation on that, instead of random people on Reddit. Anyway. Generity with a 3-stream streak says, ah yes, Biden, who they love telling us is incapable of stringing together sentences, is also the mastermind of toppling a political rival. Why does this MAGA shit surprise me anymore? I don't know. I'm over surprise. Passe.
If you watch the video, slow it down. The guy's got his head on the scope a half a second to a second before the first shot pops out. He actually pulls his head up from the scope. And as he's bringing it back down, the first shot goes off. Then he's repositioning his rifle. He moves it to where the rifle's pointing at the ground. And this guy is supposedly doing the shooting? Just watch it. It's anyone that's ever shot and actually knows what they're talking about. That's exactly what's going on. He doesn't know if the guy is shooting at him or not. And I'm not saying by any means the shooting is real, but how this explanation makes any more sense than just the patsy having blanks in his gun is beyond me.
Why do they think he had blanks?
He
He didn't. He killed someone.
Beware those we team up with in the truth movement. I say it from
Thank you, Zytam.
experience. People years ago, back in the day, I thought was my buddies, they'll turn on you. They did me to the point where they started producing fake wanted posters that I was a wanted rapist.
He has interesting friends.
So, in addition, that sniper has now released a statement saying, I had the guy in my sights for 3 minutes, and the top brass of the Secret Service refused to let me take him out. Why would he do that if he was the one really shooting those shots, knowing that statement would cause millions to scrutinize every piece of video of him out there? Doesn't make much sense to me. So,
Reminder that this is a flat earther.
big swing and a miss.
That was a random 4chan post. I was assuming, so if you hear any of these people say anything today, again, disregard it. You should not be taking anything these people are saying at face value, for obvious reasons.
On that one,
No, it didn't actually happen.
guys. Be careful what you're putting out there. Again, as I put on the thumbnail of mine, it's looking like this is another excuse to start mass censoring people, striking channels and videos right before the election. They're baiting you. Don't fall for it.
It's always interesting to me when conspiracy theorists claim something as bait and it just isn't like at all. Yeah, you can even see the 4chan post in the thumbnail on the far left there. That's the 4chan post he was referencing. And as we all know, everything on 4chan is very real and straight. All right. Let's see what is next. Which one of these was first? Hold on, I gotta find out. Bob Larson put a video out, and I gotta see. He did two. I gotta see which one's which. There we go. Okay, 8-minute one.
Occurred in America.
Can you imagine how Bob Larson is dealing with this?
Occurred in America today. There was an attempted assassination of President Trump.
Sounds like the cats are fighting each other a lot.
I was here in my office working when my wife called me and said, "Quick, turn on the television."
I assume we're getting a prisoner here in a second. Welcome back, number 6. Couldn't escape us for long.
I lived through the assassination of John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and the
Wow, he is old.
attempt on
Sorry, that would be Martin Luther, not Martin Luther King. God damn it.
Ronald Reagan.
He forgot the junior, but he still had the king.
His life.
Captain Squid says, I am not a number, I am a free cat.
And here we are again. A turning point in the history of the United States of America. I have some
Give him a podcast, he can match the Jan 6 podcast. They're still putting on episodes, by the way. They have 4 or 5 episodes. We're probably going to cover them sometime. I don't know when.
thoughts, I have some advice, and I'm just going to quickly share these off the cuff. It's obvious we need to pray for our president, President Biden, that he handles this properly. And most of all, for President Trump and his family, who must be in shock and shattered by all of this. I know Trump is a strong man, but when you've nearly been assassinated, there are going to be repercussions of that. There's going to be some shock to his system. Yeah, he's a tough guy.
Donald Trump has done more damage to his body with Big Macs than the shooter did with a bullet. I just want to point that out there. I understand someone attempted to murder him. That's going to affect someone, but also, like, pretty old. I don't know.
But
Sorry, now I'm just letting my own personal shit get in the way. I just really don't give a shit about Donald Trump.
an assassination.
Just hard for me to extend sympathy to the guy. You know? I don't think political assassinations are good. I think politically it's bad for everyone, to be entirely honest. But holy shit, I could not give less of a shit about the feelings of Donald Trump. Flow Artifact Armory with a $2 super chat says, girl, that Miss Frizzle drip. Thank you. MH Darkbeast says, we know who's really responsible for this, Hannah. Oh god, let's see where this link takes us.
Why the long face?
Antifa.
What is that? Oh. It looked like that was A-Train, so I assume that's from, The Boys. I'm not caught up.
Attempt takes it to another level. We really need to pray for wisdom. And also, we pray for those who have lost loved ones. We don't know exactly how many will be dead as a result of this. And the man who shot him, he's got a family, perhaps. They must be wondering, is it my son who did this? This is a time for calm minds and for people to sit back and carefully assess the situation and give us some time. Can I issue an appeal to all those out there who think they've got a prophetic word about this or had one, and some of them are already out there on YouTube saying God spoke to me about this. Now, I am not their judge, but
I need to go to his next video about this, because here he's trying to be calm about it, but his next video is literally titled "Demons Tried to Kill Trump," so I feel like I need to watch that one.
Trump. You're aware of the fact, most likely, that all over the social media, all over YouTube, everybody's got an opinion. There's an armchair pundit with something to say about every conceivable aspect of this. And some of it's good, some of it's crazy, some of it's irrelevant. But what I want to focus on is a simple point. Demons tried to kill Donald Trump.
I think it was a guy with a gun, but okay. History Chick 96, thanks so much for 39 months. I appreciate it.
Demons.
Is he a former cult leader? No. I mean, well, it depends on how you define cult, I guess. Not in the literal sense. No, he is someone who has been an exorcist, claims to be an exorcist, and does, like, satanic panic stuff and has since, like, the 70s. So he has a following, but he's not, like, an official cult. But, like, he does have people pay him to do exorcisms on them. Captain Squid says, so what we really need is another armchair pundit, right? One that thinks demons are real, for surezies. Aaliyah says demons suck at political violence then, apparently. Last time demons were around, there was just swords and flails and spears. They don't understand ballistics. They didn't anticipate the drop.
I know it was demons. Why am I not just another armchair expert? Well, first of all, we now know from someone in his campaign why that bullet missed him.
Oh, God. He's gonna say it's an angel or some shit. M. Scheffler says, everyone has these crazy conspiracy theories. Don't listen to them. Anyways, demons did it.
As it turns out, apparently Trump made an impromptu decision to bring up on the Jumbotron that they had there, it's one of these massive screens, some facts about illegal immigration. And it's not clear, but apparently this was not planned or was not planned at that moment. But he called for it. And he looked over his right shoulder. And it was at that instant, as he was looking at the Jumbotron, that the bullet whizzed past and came within, his doctor says, a half an inch of killing him. Well, it looked to me like it was millimeters.
What do you mean it looked? You weren't there. What are you talking about? You can't tell that with the camera footage we have. What is this?
Close. So if he had not called for the...
Okay, let me guess. Okay, I have not seen this. This is a complete guess. I'm probably wrong. If I'm Bob, I'm going to say it had to be a demon trying to kill him because an angel must have saved him, and angels only interfere in demonic works to try and stop them. They don't interfere in the free will of mortals? That's what I'm gonna guess he's gonna say. Real quick, Mike Mack says, found this, might be good for tomorrow. Thank you for the link. Thank you. I will save that for tomorrow. Appreciate it. Bookmark it. Excellent. Thank you.
Stats. If he had not turned his head, this would be a very different conversation. They found the father of this young man who tried to assassinate Trump, Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Tea Time Tea says, happy partner anniversary. Thank you. Kagami says, speculation is largely all anyone has, assuming this was political as speculation. For all we know, the kid's reason is Trump ruined his life financially. People forget that Trump is a massive asshole who destroyed many lives. A lot of people probably want him Robloxed. Hell, part of the reason he ran for president may have been to save money on bodyguards.
And they asked him for a statement. And he said, I'd like to know what the H happened. I'm not talking to anybody till I talk to the authorities. Now, his
Smart.
son had just murdered one person. There's several others critically injured and tried to kill the presidential candidate, Donald Trump, and he doesn't know what happened?
I mean, yeah, I would imagine that the son didn't go around broadcasting his plans. Yeah? And even if he does know the exact reason, that doesn't mean he's necessarily going to talk to the press? I don't know. I think this is, even by the standards of demon-based evidence, of which there is none, this is pretty bad evidence for demons, that he's just like, what, the dad didn't know his son was going to try and murder Donald Trump? It must have been demons. You see how that doesn't follow logically? Yeah, don't get it. GamerG says, it's amazing how fast Chuds went from wanting revenge to screaming about the Secret Service doing DEI hires because there was a woman agent somewhere off stage. We likely saved for more political violence because Chuds are too misogynistic. I think that pivot started to happen when it came out that the assassin was a registered Republican. I think they realized they couldn't really go the route of, like, leftists are, you know, violent, trying to start a civil war. Some of them are still pushing that, but, you know, it's not as effective. So now they've pivoted into the next closest rhetoric thing they can do, which is this, like, sexist bullshit. I don't know, though. As more details come out, I imagine their rhetoric is going to shift every so often to try and make the most of the situation.
This is his son, his 20-year-old son. I want you to take a look at this kid. This is him.
You printed out a picture?
Does he look like a murderer? We don't know
I hate that question.
exact age there, but he's much.
Like, you can't tell if someone's a murderer based on looking at them, Bob. You boomer-ass bitch. What kind of weird thing is this to say? Does this look like a murderer? I don't know. He tried to murder people and succeeded accidentally in murdering someone, so yes. Yes? You don't look like a murderer by how you look. You look like a murderer if you've murdered someone. Because, definitionally. Ugh.
Much younger than the 20 now.
But how? He was a young white boy. They're ever so innocent and never do anything wrong.
No. Looks like just another kid. So what happened? Well, this was either a case of mental illness.
Pulls up a picture of 20-year-old Ed Gein. Would this boy do anything? Would he make a skin lamp?
Or demons. And I think the latter, or perhaps a mixture of both. Why do I think that? First of all, because Trump could be dead now, except for what I believe and Trump said was divine intervention to save his life. The discussion as to why and where that goes from here, that's for another time. But this father should have known. In fact, we just learned a little while ago that they discovered explosives in the van that this kid...
The kid is like 20. Like, I don't know the situation. No one does. So making any judgments are fucked up. I'm not gonna assume the dad necessarily had a reason to know about this unless we have reason to believe that. Don't make judgments about this. Like, the kid may have been really secretive and a loner. I don't think he was broadcasting these plans necessarily. If he was, and the parents should have caught it, great, we'll talk about that when we get to it. But there's no indication of that yet. We don't have any information. So, Bob, maybe stop. In the other video, he was so good about saying, like, oh, be careful about speculation, and here he is speculating about demons. Frustrating.
It was driving, and explosives in the house, apparently. This father doesn't know that his son is driving a van with explosives. He doesn't know that there are explosives.
Why would he know that? I would imagine if someone knew their kid had explosives in the house, they would have them not have them in the house?
Explosives in the house, and the gun was the gun of the father. He doesn't know where his AR-15 is.
No?
And he doesn't know that
People don't necessarily know where their guns are all the time if they're not looking at them. Even if the guy had, like, a gun safe and he locked it, the kid could have gotten the gun, opened it, taken the gun without the dad knowing. Does he have gun senses? Very weird. I'm gonna let the Oliver out. Give me one sec. There. He's free.
his son is troubled sufficiently that whatever his political motives were, he would have done something like that? Of course not. Dereliction of duty on behalf of parenthood. Or worse, we're going to find out some crazy things about that family and that home. And nobody has spoken about the mother.
Again, he's out of his way to, like, speculate. We don't know. He's acting as though it's a foregone conclusion that he must have had a bad home life, too. We don't know that. What? Captain Squid says, when I was that age, my dad had no clue what I was up to because I didn't tell him. Source, former 20-year-old boy.
What does she have to say? Does he have a mother? Is she part of this process? What kind of a family?
Kitty 24601 gets parole. True. Kitty 24601, your time is up and your parole's begun. You know what that means. Meow, 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 meow.
Is this? I can tell you a couple of other facts.
He's returned. You've been institutionalized. Hi, buddy.
First of
Possum Blood says, I love how these people are like, ooh, mental health not real until they kill somebody, and then it's all, he's sick or possessed by demons.
all,
Whatever keeps them from having to do anything.
this was not a loving two-parent family home, church-going, God-loving
We all know no one who goes to church ever murders anyone.
family.
That's impossible.
It wasn't. This kid was messed up. Who else does something like this? Was he mentally ill? Perhaps. But even a mentally ill person doesn't try to assassinate a presidential candidate.
Wait, yes they do? Yes they do. What do you mean? Sometimes? What? What? Yes they do. What? That happens. It happened like 2 days ago. What?
Of course, they're looking for a motive now. Well, they're looking for something that logically would have festered in his mind. But if he had demons, it could have taken anything that pushed him over the edge.
Demons. H-Baird says there even being a true motive is speculation. The guy who shot up my university likely did so because he quit psych meds cold turkey so that he can join the Navy. Yeah. There isn't necessarily a logical reason. This person might just be, like, ill. For past tense ill. Ugh.
And this was not an impulsive
He's
act.
20, why are we blaming the parents with no proof? Because Bob has decided to speculate like an asshole.
People who have demons don't necessarily act impulsively. The demons plan. They're very careful, very intentional. So this thing has been brewing in his mind for some period of time we don't know. And the demons made it happen. The demons pushed him over the edge. Now, the demons can't make you do anything, but they can push you to the point where you're so controlled by them, so driven by them, so infected by them, so overtaken by them, you essentially will act out their agenda, even though they don't push a button that says, do this now. When Jesus sent out his disciples, we read about this in the first Gospel, Mark chapter 6. He sent them out 2 by 2, and he gave them very specific instructions. Go read it later. Pretty fascinating passage of scripture. What is the first instruction Jesus gave to his disciples? Do we even know what it is? Does the average pastor know what it is? Does the average pastor care what it is? The very first thing Jesus...
I like when he goes out of his way to make himself better than other pastors and just shit talks everyone else?
Just go read the passage. The very first thing Jesus told his disciples to do in Mark chapter 6 was cast out unclean spirits. He said, I give you authority over unclean spirits to cast them out. That was the first and most important thing Jesus did when he sent out his disciples as evangelists of the gospel.
Jesus Christ. Imagine listening to the story of Jesus and all of the teachings in the Bible. Not all of them, but at least the stuff Jesus said. And your main takeaway is demons bad. That's like 15% of what Jesus said tops. It's so dumb. GamerG says it's nuts that he's saying presidential candidates don't get attempts on them. Sir, around a third or more of presidents have had attempts on them on or off the campaign trail. In fact, there are likely many more we don't know about because they were covered up by the mid-1900s. News moved too fast and easy to cover them up anymore, so we think it's a very recent invention.
Was to cast out demons. Why is that? In our world today, and in most churches today, completely off the radar. It has nothing to do with the agenda of most churches. It's not there.
Thanks, Ivana.
It isn't mentioned. It isn't talked about. Spiritual warfare is brought up at best in some deliverance, light, benign sort of context. But if this young man could have found help in a Bible-preaching church who believed in deliverance, this could have had a completely different outcome. Because let's remember, even
so funny to me when they say Bible-believing church.
No.
That's what churches are generally, yeah.
Trump was not killed. Another man was. And this man who was killed, according to the governor of the state, was a church-going man who was in church every Sunday, and he was a firefighter. He was a good man. He was
I'm gonna be honest, he was at a Trump rally, he probably wasn't that great.
involved in service to his community. We don't know about the others who are fighting for their lives right now.
Again, I don't want anyone killed, but he was, like, at a Trump rally, so he probably wasn't, like, a great guy.
Demons tried to kill Trump. Now, we're not going to talk in an ideological or political sense about why that was so important to the kingdom of darkness. That's for another discussion. But know this. There didn't have to be a political agenda in this young man's mind. If there were other factors, alienation, abuse, rejection, abandonment, certain things that happened in his childhood that maybe predisposed him to mental instability that demons took advantage of. That's all we need to know. Why do I say so certainly that it was demons?
Well, absolute disgrace. I feel even less bad now. That's
Because,
you know, not surprising, but what are you gonna do?
even if he was mentally ill, even if he was unstable, and obviously he was, that doesn't mean he's going to kill somebody. That doesn't mean he's going to try a political assassination of the two most important people in America, Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
I would imagine every event from here on out will have no, like, wherever they pick to do events for the rest of the campaign, I imagine are going to be vetted insanely. There will be, like, I can't even believe they did it at this place in the first place, considering even with it being watched, the vantage point that the shooter had was insane. It's like a video game level. Like, it feels set up like, oh yeah, that's where the game designers intend you to go for one way of beating this quest to assassinate, you know, whoever, like a Hitman game. Borderline comical, like where this guy was compared to where Trump was. It looks, you know, it's not intentional. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it is funny. I can't imagine any other stops from here on out will have anything like that, and everything will be very, very vetted.
That doesn't mean he's going to do something that has the power to affect the future of the United States of America and over 300 million people. Demons do that.
No.
That, I can tell you as an exorcist, is a demonic agenda. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of this plays out.
I hate Bob. I really do. Paradona says the Secret Service is gonna put a stop to the open-air rallies. Probably.
Be careful who you listen to. A lot of crazy
They
stuff
probably should if they don't.
out there, conspiracy theories, and even some Christians who don't really know what they're talking about. Make sure you got.
H-Baird says, I know this is speculation, which we shouldn't do, but a cop was ascending the ladder when the shooter opened fire. My guess is that the cop was assigned to watch the ladder and went on a smoke break. I don't know. I know the local cops were assigned to it. Don't know what happened.
Some good sources of information. Be very much in prayer for Donald Trump, his family, for the families of those who have loved ones who are, we don't know this state, but they're between life and death right now. It's a very serious crisis situation. And pray for this country that we'll be able to sort through all of this, not just to point fingers, but to stop calling people deplorable.
Oh, fuck off! The hilariousness of Trump people being like, tune down the rhetoric. Y'all call for arrest and murder of your opponents all the time. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? I have no patience for that shit of them acting now like, oh, your rhetoric's too much. Fuck off. So disingenuous. Elite Explorer says our local cops are useless. Source, I'm a local. Oh, let's see who's next. Oh, Jesus. Let's see how Vegan Teacher's taking the news. I think we all know she's gonna use this to somehow pump veganism. I'm just curious to see how, to be honest. I'm curious where she'll take this, so let's find out.
I am Miss.
Watch out.
Hello, students. Welcome back to class. I am Miss Katie, that vegan teacher. Here's what's in the news. Shoes, 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 shoes. Trump's first words after the assassination attempt were, "Let me get my shoes." Seriously.
Let me get my shoes.
And today we're going to be talking about Trump, his first words after being shot. But before we begin, make sure that you press the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you don't miss any follow-up videos about this really interesting topic.
J. Rodimus says, my brain when Hannah called Bob disingenuous.
I've had enough of your disingenuous assertions.
By the way, if you didn't hear the other day, chat, I downloaded the Mass Effect trilogy for PC, so we'll be, in the next week or so, probably starting a playthrough of that from the first game. So, if you're into Mass Effect, and me, congrats.
Talking about Trump, his first words after being shot have to do with not national security, not worrying about the fact that the gun shooter is probably still out there and might shoot a whole bunch of other people. No, his first words were about his shoes. He was worried about his shoes. He needed to get his shoes. What the hell was up with that? Did Donald Trump take his shoes off before giving a speech in this town in front of all of these people?
I mean, they might be sort of like businessman, like loafer slip-on shoes, and when the Secret Service pushed him to the ground for his protection, the shoes might have come off.
And if so?
Yeah, her comment about national security doesn't make any fucking sense either.
Why were his shoes off?
Why would he be like, national security? I need to talk about national security.
Shoes, 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 shoes. Trump's first words after the assassination attempt were, "Let me get my shoes." Were they heels that were so tall that he was like towering over the microphone and he needed to find a way to crouch down? Did Donald Trump have sweaty feet and before he gave his speech he had to take them off in order to air them out? Or maybe there's some sort of fungus there or something? It doesn't make any sense.
He was probably in shock. Like, hey, I hate Trump very much. I'm trans. I think he'll have me murdered, to be frank. But, like, people go into shock It's funny to talk about the shoes thing, don't get me wrong, but, like, it's not an indictment on anything in particular. People go into shock and say weird shit. Joan Corbell says, I hate Trump, but this is petty even for her. That's always what she does.
Unless he's talking about another pair of shoes. Maybe he carries around an extra pair of shoes like a security blanket or something like that. Everybody thinks it is so cool that after he was shot, that he was able to say to the Secret Service agents there, hold on a second, just a minute. And then he prepared for the photo op. And people are saying, you can't manufacture this type of thing. But this guy has been an actor for years. Of course he's going to manufacture this type of thing. Of course he knows that the
No, this is not manufactured. He actually got shot at.
second these bullets have gone off.
And I don't know if you've ever seen Trump's acting. It's terrible. Trump can't act for shit. Here's a scene that was deleted from Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. They cut it specifically, clearly, because Donald Trump is a terrible fucking actor.
Hey, is this the one and only Gordon Gekko?
Hey, Donald. What are you talking about? You're the one and only.
So now I've got competition. It's a great place to get a haircut.
I love this place. I've been coming here since the 80s.
Well, the 80s are no longer, Gordo. The world is a tough place. How's life, Gordo?
Life is fine.
How's life, Gordo? Again, he's a bad actor, so no. Mike Mack says, I just found out there's Mexican orcs in D&D, so if I'd ever play, and I either play as a mariachi band or an abuela with 100% accuracy with chancla as her weapon. What?
This is a photo opportunity.
I know chanclas is, I know it's like a sandal. I'm familiar with the concept of the hitting with the, I know.
So he made sure to say to his Secret Service agents there, hold on a second. I gotta make sure that I hold up my fist and make sure that I pose in front of this.
Yeah, Trump is an optics and rhetoric guy. Yep. He sees opportunities and he takes them.
Flag here to make sure that everybody sees how patriotic I am. Meanwhile, at that...
It's not about patriotism, it's about projecting strength in a moment of weakness. Like, getting shot at can project weakness, but the fact that he got shot at and then was like, fight, rhetorically makes him look strong. Again, it doesn't work on me. I know what he's doing. Like, I see everything, you know, but like, the story of that is appealing to his base. The story of that is, like, perfect for their beliefs, for how they view the world. That's a narrative that looks great for Trump.
He still doesn't know that the gun shooter is not
the gun shooter
dead. He doesn't know. And so he's actually putting all of his Secret Service agents in extreme danger.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
Because if this guy is firing at Trump, and there are all of these people, you know, public employees or whatever you call them, I don't know, they are around him. They are still trying to protect him. So they could easily have been shot. Now, a lot of people think that just because somebody is vegan, it means automatically that they are a left-wing person. But that's not actually true. There are actually many vegans who understand the right wing. They understand that our society has become too woke and insane. Many vegans actually believe that traditional values are good. We don't believe in all of this woke nonsense, at least.
What a very confusing personality she has.
It's not all of us. Many of us actually would vote conservative, except for the fact that conservatives have sometimes lost their minds. Many of them are religious freaks. Many of them are against the rights of women to be in charge of their own bodies. And here we have an example of somebody who, in the midst of gunfire, is thinking about his shoes. It's just bizarre. So I'm curious. Let's talk about what kind of shoes you think he has. What kind of brand of shoes do you think that he was looking for? What color were they? Pink? Purple? Black? Brown? Do you think they were running shoes? Do you think they were stilettos? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's help her save every chicken, pig, and cow. Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's put our empathy into action. Miss Katie will show us how.
What a very, very strange lady. Oh, God. Here's the AMC stock kid. Joan Corbell says, why do you care so much about traditional values if you think religious people are freaks? What a weird person. Yeah, I have no idea what her personality is. I don't get it.
See something that said, take a look at what happened.
Griffin said it almost got killed today, and I do believe this is going to send Donald Trump stock to the moon. Not only that, but Ken Griffin said if Donald Trump wins the 2024 election, the stock market will go to all-time highs. And I do believe this...
Well, Ken Griffith said it, so it's gotta be true.
This week, AMC, GME, and DJT are about to squeeze like crazy. But before I do get into why I believe that, make sure to go down and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, because I do update you guys on AMC and GameStop stock every single day. So Friday, AMC closed green once again at $5.26, and GameStop closed at $26.05. On the other hand, we do have Donald Trump stock that's currently trading at $30. We did recently see it spike up over 30%, and I do believe the next couple of trading days, Donald Trump stock is going to be so volatile. The whole world is looking at what...
Of course his immediate reaction is stock go up. Why wouldn't the stock go up? It actually has gone up, by the way. Which is the funniest thing to me, and indicative of how weird the stock market is. Because what does Donald Trump surviving an assassination attempt have to do with the market value of Truth Social? But it did go up slightly. Markets are very, very strange. Finikagami says, I think Trump picked J.D. Vance after he blamed Biden for the attack. He wants Vance to say insane stuff in cases when Trump needs to dial it back, because Trump world will then try to pretend that what somehow the VP picks rhetoric isn't representative of Trump. Vance is going to be a scapegoat for Trump just like Pence was. I don't think that's a good strategy, if that's what they were doing, but I don't necessarily think that's what they were.
What happened today? Donald Trump almost freaking assassinated. We'll get into the videos right now, but after hours, Donald Trump stock was up 1%. It closed at $31.25. And just keep it on your radar, because if we do see Donald Trump start to run, we could see this go back past all-time highs. It's all-time highs.
No Morance yet.
It was around $92 back in 2022. And I believe this can run past $100 over the next couple of weeks. It sounds crazy, but if I do see Donald Trump stock start to run on Monday, I personally am going to load into call options, $40 calls or whatever it is. I'm not going to be surprised if this does squeeze. Now, obviously, none of this is financial advice, and I'm not telling anyone to buy, sell, or hold.
Wonder when did he say he priced those calls out to? Because they're in the money currently after hours.
This is just my...
Gamer Jesus, how many stock bros heard someone make an attempt on Trump and thought, I gotta see what Ryan Cohen says about how this affects GameStop and AMC? Ryan Cohen tweeted Trump 2024 after the assassination. And some of the GME people are upset because they're not Trump supporters.
My personal opinion, I do think Donald Trump stock is going to squeeze, as well as AMC stock. Right now, AMC is in an accumulation phase. People are loading into the stock. That's why it is going sideways. A lot of people have been asking me, well, why is it still at 520? Guys, this is a level where people have been accumulating in AMC stock. We're seeing the on-balance volume at an all-time high. That means people are buying more than selling. More than in 2021, so it's even crazier than it was in 2021. And I wouldn't be surprised if we are trading back at $40 by the end of this year, and it looks like a giant cup and friggin' handle. I wouldn't be surprised at all. As far as GameStop, we still have not heard from Roaring Kitty, and I do believe he is going to come back any day now. He has
any day now. No, he's in Chewy now. He does go back to the Trump thing, by the way.
Has been building up the hype. When he does see Octo is a bit of a stretch. I don't believe it can just happen in a day. It's possible. Anything is possible. We would have to see AMC go up tens, hundreds of dollars by the second, and it's possible for something like this to happen. The last time we saw a big
is it plausible?
big spike in volume was here in freaking January 28th of 2021, and that caused the stock to go crazy. And then only a couple months later, we saw it hit all-time highs. Now we're seeing an even bigger spike in volume, and right now we're about 2 months later, so I wouldn't be surprised if AMC and GME do go parabolic this week. So this is the full video of the Trump assassination attempt. This is freaking crazy. If you haven't followed me on X, make sure to go follow me. My username is Mikey's_money. But just look at this. This is crazy.
See something that said, take a look at what happened.
Picture where he's holding his hand up.
I'm just skipping it because I don't know how Twitch feels about the blood in it. So I'm not showing the actual clip. It's everywhere, so if you want to see it, you can see it. But there's a little bit of blood, and I'm trying to avoid it when possible.
This is gonna...
YouTube's probably okay. Twitch is iffy about blood, depending on the context. Probably fine, but I'm trying to be safe.
Go down in history, and we're living in history right now. We are living in a freaking...
You're always living in history. That's how history works.
Movie. This is insane what's going on, and this is going to affect the stock market. It might sound crazy, but I really do believe it is going to affect the stock market. Thank God they did not kill Trump. So the CEO of GameStop, Ryan Cohen, said Trump 2024. So he's endorsing Trump. He's going for Trump. Right now, Adam Aaron hasn't said anything about this. So breaking GameStop news. Since Ken Griffin controls the stock market, Donald Trump...
Ken Griffin controls the stock market? What?
Being shot is going to send stocks to all-time highs.
For the record, Ken Griffin does not control the stock market
in the days ahead. So Unusual Whale said Citadel's Ken Griffin says that if election were tomorrow, Trump would win. Also says Trump is good for capital markets. So Ken Griffin is saying Trump is good for capital.
Wow, big rich asshole thinks other big rich asshole that will give him tax breaks is good. Shocking.
Markets. We have all seen the video where Trump is going after naked shorts. Ken Griffin is a sick bastard that's gonna burn in hell, but I wouldn't be surprised if stocks like the S&P 500 crash, stocks like the Nasdaq crash, and we get a huge market crash, and then stocks like AMC, stocks like GME, stocks like Donald J. Trump go to the freaking moon. It's
wild to me that he thinks the S&P, like, or the Nasdaq index can, like, fucking tank, but GameStop and the other meme stocks are gonna do the opposite. No! If the market tanks, and it does seem like we're in for some sort of correction, because when you take out, like, the top tech stocks and stuff, things are not doing great. The average makes things look better than they're actually doing. But, like, I don't understand how you could think that would work. They exist within the same economy, and they're already doing bad in the economy currently. If things do worse, they won't be doing better. They'll be doing worse.
Itself is called the greatest transfer of wealth in history, and it is very possible for it to happen. When it does happen, I am going to be invested in the stock market. And if we take a look at this, look at what AMC Theaters posted yesterday on Friday. They said prepare for liftoff. So they're marketing this movie Fly Me to the Moon. They're putting it in our freaking face. I did put in $2,000 for AMC's $6 calls expiring on August 2nd, and I still do
$5. It's up 1% today. What's it doing the last month? And he put for $6 calls on August. What? Because they're not in the money currently. Ooh. He might be okay on the Donald Trump calls. I don't know if he's going to be okay on those AMC calls.
Have my 3,222 shares. I am freaking all in on AMC right now because I do believe the short squeeze is very near. Doomsday is extremely close. We're seeing crazy events happen. I mean, look at what just happened today. They tried to kill Donald Trump. It's freaking insane. So this guy said after 3.5 years of market manipulation, media, FUD articles, and lies, desperately trying to get AMC and GME shareholders to sell their shares because shorts made the worst trade of all time and quadrupled down. AMC and GME shareholders...
I love movies too, Chicken Bacon Swiss. Obviously. But I don't know. There are other places to watch movies. AMC's got a lot of debt. There are smaller theater chains that'll probably still be around for a bit. But yeah, I get it. It is sad. Even Texas Roadhouse is closing some locations, I think, which is unfortunate. I think they got bought out. Penekagami says, why do Fortune 500 support Biden over Trump? The answer is Democrats are good for the economy. Now, I hate that, since Fortune 500s generally are antagonistic to my interests, but this is just a rare time we agree.
There's only hold and buy more shares. AMC and GME shareholders are unbreakable, and we are never selling. So that is another reason why I truly believe that the AMC and GME stock short squeeze.
Yeah, he said he put 2K into calls, so not even actual, like, not in the actual stock in the sense that he bought shares. A call is him basically saying, on this date in the future, I would like to say, I will buy this stock at this price that I am making a call on. Basically, I am trying to call my shot. I'm saying on this date I'm going to buy this. So he's making a wager on how much he thinks the stock will be worth on X date. Very gambly. It's more gambly than normal stock purchases, because at least if you buy shares, you can just hold them and hope they go up. You know, it's a thing you own, and it's an asset you can manage. With calls or puts, you are making a bet, and if that bet fails, you fail. You don't get to just hold on to it and, like, hope for the best.
Inevitable. We have the biggest community that the stock market has ever seen, and we are not leaving. We are just buying more, accumulating more shares. That is why I did risk $2,000 in call options. If AMC goes back to $5, I'm going to be down 50% on that $2,000, and I will lose $1,000 just like that. Boom, 20 cents down. Boom, $1,000 gone. But I'm willing to risk it right now because we are in short squeeze season. Now, don't listen to me. You guys do whatever you want with your money. Do your own research before investing into any stocks. But I have everything in AMC right now. I do believe GameStop is going to run like crazy. And I do believe AMC is going to run like crazy as well. And like I said, if I do see Donald Trump stock run Monday morning, I am going to go into call options for Donald Trump stock.
Must have done those call options then.
Probably with a $40 strike price.
It's already at 40. So I don't know if he bought in at 40.
Trading at $50 a couple weeks ago. So I wouldn't be surprised if this stock does go crazy. Donald Trump stock.
It's the stock that's for Truth Social.
Make sure to keep an eye on that. I'm ready to load into call options. We just saw Lucid stock run like crazy. It closed like at...
Alright, I think he's done talking about the Trump stuff. Just interesting how everyone makes it about their own pet thing. It's a big news event, so it's gotta be about whatever your thing is. Kinda interesting. Before we get to Morance, let's do... How about this guy? This is the QAnon guy who was convicted of certain awful crimes.
Hello, this is Dave from Net for Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. It is July 14th,
H-Beard says, PSA, unless you really know what you're doing, options are a great way to lose all your money. With options, a sizable chunk of people involved will lose money by design. Yep.
2024, and the time now is 0117 hours Eastern Time here in beautiful southern North Carolina. By now, all of you have heard, the second shot heard around the world has been fired.
That's a reference to the shot heard round the world, which is, I believe, the Battle of Lexington and Concord, which is considered the official start of the American Revolution. So he's referencing the American Revolution here.
With the attempt...
Sorry if I have the exact event wrong, if it's not Lexington and Concord. I know that's the first battle of the Revolutionary War, but I'm not sure if that's the shot heard round the world.
Assassination.
Correct? Good.
Of our...
Schoolhouse Rock served me well.
Dearly...
The shot heard round the world, it was the start of the revolution.
Beloved President Donald John Trump, and he came within inches of being assassinated, just like John Fitzgerald Kennedy back in November 22nd, 1963.
You're a QAnon guy, you're supposed to think he's alive.
I guess now that all bets are off. As for me, don't come near me with no Biden shirt, no Biden bumper sticker, no fucking Biden shit on your fucking lawn.
I don't think most people do that. who are fans of Biden, if you want to call people who are voting for him fans, I think most of them just vote, you know, because they want to hire someone who's better for the job than the other guy, but whatever.
If you support this fucking traitor's cocksucker, stay the fuck away from me. Stay the fuck away from me. Because I am fucking pissed the fuck off.
Yeah, the shooter was a Republican.
These fucking people need to be taken out and shot for treason.
FBI.
And I guess now that every time Donald Trump looks in the mirror and see half of his ear missing, he'll know what the fuck he's dealing with. Because he should have dealt with it in the first place from Jump Street. And I guarantee you heard it here first. The Hildebeest is behind this shit.
Oh, he's saying Hillary Clinton did it! Ah! Oh, no!
She is definitely behind this shit. She got more fucking bodies behind her than Carter's got liver pills.
From Jump Street, he means from the jump, but his brain associated it with Jump Street, like 21 Jump Street? I don't know. Captain Squid with 100 bits says, rent-free, indeed. And then Helvetica Sycamore says, tired of the world seemingly revolving around Trump. Just today I had to deal with the person in the subway spewing all the talking points and already saying the shooting was an attempt to silence him. Frustrated sigh. Anywho, as our conspiracy Hannah Frizzle, how would you design your dress? I was thinking a nice smattering of Blu-rays, cheeses, triple parentheses, and piss jars. If I did one myself, it would probably be tinfoil hat, traveling license plate, something to represent meme stocks. Maybe a bar going down, like a graph. A flat earth would be pretty good. An Illuminati eye symbol. That's probably what I'd do. No, we're not doing bingo today.
I'm just saying out of my mouth what all of you fuckers are thinking.
I don't think so. I think you not understanding how different from the norm your thoughts are got you in trouble back in the 90s. And that's why you went to prison.
You fuck around and you found out. Now you're gonna find out for real.
Yes, I do have a wish list. Hold on, I'll pull it up. It's also my personal wish list, so probably just sort it by, like, lowest price, because there's some pricey stuff on there, but that's for my benefit. I don't ever expect anyone to get me expensive shit. I think you can sort it by, like, price or whatever. Oh, that's a really cute cat, Catalina Gearbox. MH Darkbeast says if you're, up for a fun cleanse, have you seen this, Hannah? It's trash. I haven't seen that. That's kind of funny. Let's do this, and then maybe we'll do a cleanse after, because this guy's rough.
Now you're gonna find out for real. Enough of this. Oh, we're peaceful. We're gonna vote ourselves out of tyranny. You dumb motherfuckers. You ain't never gonna vote yourself out of this shit.
Again, it was the Republican that shot Trump.
The bully, you bash his fucking face in. Because that's the only language bullies understand. That's the only language that traitors understand. That's the violence, like they did to Mussolini, hanging him upside down and letting him bleed the fuck out, is the only language these motherfuckers understand.
I'm gonna go ahead and draw your attention to Boxy right here. This channel doesn't endorse misinformation, hate speech, or calls to violence. This is for educational purposes. To learn what conspiracy theorists are like. So don't do this. Never do this.
You got that? And if you don't get it, you're gonna lose your country. And you're so fucking stupid that you don't even fucking know it. And
I don't even know if this guy can vote because he's a convicted pedophile. So I don't know what state he's in. In Florida, you can with like certain approvals. Depends on the state. You might not be able to vote.
And what am I supposed to expect from people who don't know what bathroom to use? I guarantee you this motherfucker is tied up with the Hildebeest some way or another. I guarantee you. You heard it here first. And here's a clip of what actually happened.
Oh, I have the lizard pinned. I just only pinned with one. Thank you, though.
And the live stream that was done between myself and several of my very close associates and longtime subscribers back in their tube days. If you are a Biden supporter, if you're a left-wing commie, want to cut your dick off, liberal dipshit, stay the fuck away from me!
I didn't intend to go near you anyway, sir.
We're seeing images like this where you can see.
Benigami says, "Do great news on top of this. Axios apparently quoted an unnamed House Democrat saying that we're all resigned to a second Trump term. AOC's response was to tell anyone who thinks that to retire. On actual good news, my father remarried and a train museum was the venue." Ooh.
The bullet.
Enjoy
a train.
So, forward.
I'm a bit of a nerd on the JFK.
From Net for Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. We got Max on the live stream and Stony Stone on the live stream, and on a phone, we got a conference call with Will Kanishi, Gary DiPietro, and Herb Farber. So hopefully we can hear each other on the phone. I don't know how this phone thing is going to work. I'm going to point.
So I don't know.
Shit that
genuinely doesn't understand technology. Very strange. All right, let's do a quick cleanse and see this video, a horror workout that looks pretty funny. Jubilee, I don't even think Mania would be that bad. It looks lovely.
Zombies. Well, I have never seen such a sorry lot. Straighten up. Look at that flab. You know, just because you're dead, do you think you can just let yourselves go? You guys are falling
Oh yeah, Menu Frog, congrats.
See what I mean? Do you all want this to happen to you? Well, do
Right? How big of an audience could this have even had? Like, it's funny. I just... And then Harold Elbowman with a link.
I feel like nobody ever talks about how the word blog comes from the phrase web log, but then at some point people reinterpreted it as web plus blog, and then it created a whole new word. Or how both that and the expression log in trace back to the act of physically making an entry into a ship's logbook. Or how the concept of a logbook emerged because sailors needed to write down a daily record of how fast their ship was going, and the way they measured ship speed was by tying a log to a rope and throwing it overboard to see how quickly it would move away from the ship. Or how the rope the log was attached to was measured by a system of evenly distributed knots, and that's why we use knots to measure a ship's speed today. It's also
so interesting how language develops like this, and conspiracy theorists thinks it's all magic when it's really just different noises we make our mouths make to describe specific things, and then those definitions get blurry and start to blend into other things until it becomes helpful for something else, and that kind of concretizes into a definition.
also really difficult to fathom how they measure depth by marking off ropes with knots using the length of their arms, and we call that a fathom from the Old English word for arm span. And at some point in the 1600s, we start using fathom as a metaphor for get to the bottom of something, because that's literally what the
I'll let it be a surprise chicken bacon Swiss. I really appreciate it.
was
Thank
doing
you.
in this situation, getting to the bottom of the ocean. And I don't think it's too deep to say that this is the same metaphor we use when we talk about something being deep, or when we
I'll let you know when I get them. I'll open them on stream.
understand something. All of our best words for grasping a concept have to do with getting to the bottom of it, to the foundation. I feel like nobody ever talks about how the
Very neat. I am going to subscribe to this person. Thanks for the recommendation. All right, real quick, I am going to use the bathroom. And then when I come back, we will get into Morance's reaction to the Donald Trump assassination attempt. While I'm gone, Cher will tell you all about, shit! It hurt. That really fucking hurt. Anyway, Cheryl will tell you about Toby Hooper's Invaders from Mars. Pretty fun movie, good wet puppets. The main alien looks a lot like Krang if he was live action. Would recommend. Not gonna stay? It'll stay. Too much to unpin this, so I'm gonna go pee with this lizard plushie. I'll be back. Holy fuck, that hurt. That's gonna bruise. Helvetica Sycamore says, sorry, had a boomer moment and forgot how to add the rest of the bits to my earlier message. You the best and love the hairstyle. It looks super cute on you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Whew, my hand hurts. Oh, it's already got a big lump. Oh no. That ain't good. All right. They're in the back. Hydrate. Can do. All right. Let's get into Morance's reaction. Morance is a meme stock person. He's very into GME or GameStop stock.
You can't beat them based off merit. Will definitely just tell you now my stance. I am voting for Donald Trump no matter what happens. You're not going to try to kill a political.
Again, he was shot by a Republican.
I guess an opposing political opponent. And because you can't beat him in a debate, you can't beat him based off merit. You try to smear his name in the.
Apparently, Morance thinks Biden did it. Phoenix leftist, flower crown. I can do that.
Public, what we call mass media. I'm happy to own a firearm. I'm happy to support the Second Amendment, and I'm very proud of Donald Trump.
I'm happy to support the Second Amendment, he says, after the person he's voting for gets shot.
Back on his feet and walking out. So it's the most amazing part about this whole thing for me personally is that Ryan Cohen, the chairman of the board and the CEO of GameStop, tweeted Trump 2024 10 minutes ago. That was great for me because I've been a Trump supporter for the last decade. So
for the last decade?
The shooter is announced dead. And
meaning he was just a big fan of his shit posts on Twitter about Obama.
The attendee was killed. So that's just unfortunate. That is so sad. And I'm heartbroken for that family. Just knowing that you were at this event and it's going to be in the history books for the rest of your life. I was actually laying down. And we're going to listen to this. Hold on.
I'm going to take this down since I'm wearing the flower crown. It looks kind of weird.
I'll just reset real quick for the folks that may just be joining. Donald Trump's campaign says that he is, quote, fine after being whisked off of the stage after those apparent gunshots rang out. The quote that the campaign sent out says that President Trump thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. He is fine and is being checked out at a local medical facility. More details will follow. We've also heard from the Secret Service in a statement that says that the former president is safe. We do know that President Biden has been briefed on the matter. He's met with the director of the Secret Service. He's also met with the head of the Department of Homeland Security, Secretary Alejandro.
If you look at what's going on there are so many people around him. Initially,
I'm going to lower that down. I'm going to tell you guys how I feel. It'll play. You guys can see the screen in the background. You're going to see it multiple times if you're watching on YouTube. Here's the deal, okay? For me, personally, you guys know that I'm all for a fair fight. I really am. And I felt like, yes, an election was stolen to a point.
Oh my god, Morance is into election conspiracy theories? Yikes.
Where, in this world that we live in, there's extreme fraud when it comes to elections. Just my opinion.
I know I shouldn't be that shocked based on the other things he believes, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting peanut butter in my chocolate here. Like, Morance I have in my head as a meme stock person. Now I gotta put him on Chud Watch? What are we doing?
I don't care. I don't care about any of that right now. I'm extremely frustrated because the man is at his rally. He's saying what he wants to say, and people are going to support him. And that's what I'm for. But Barron Trump, his son is 18 years old.
Okay, why are we talking about
these rallies? And he gets to see his father up there. And his father's running for the hardest job in the world. And his dad was just an attempted assassination on him. And I'm more worried about his son than I am him, even though he did get shot in the head. I mean,
I don't get the impression that Barron has a very close relationship with Donald.
I don't understand this. The shooter was killed.
Like, I'm sure he cares, because there's an expectation of a familial relationship, and it's all he's ever known, so I don't know if he knows how odd the dynamic is. I've never gotten the impression that he's fatherly towards Barron in any close way.
Yes. An additional attendee died as well. And you heard, how many shots did you hear fire? I guess it's going to be Secret Service opening up their guns and shooting. I just tell you, you guys know I'm prior military. I care about my commander-in-chief. If it were, and I'm going to say this, if it were Joe Biden up on stage and someone attempted to shoot him and kill him, I'd feel the same. I'd be sick to my stomach. I really would. It's just, it's un-American for this to happen. And
America's had a number of politically motivated shootings, so I don't know if it's un-American, but it does suck.
I'm just so irate because they try everything to stop this man. And you're up to the point where you're asking...
Again, a Republican shot him.
Biden, I'm talking about everyone in Biden's camp is asking him to step down. Do not run for president. Get the hell out of Dodge. You're not competent enough. And here we go. Well, if we can't get Biden to step down, well, then we'll just go kill Trump. Some raging lunatic is out there carrying a firearm to shoot him in the head. Well, guess what? I'm happy people in the crowd had a gun. Someone had a gun, because you have to stop the madness somehow.
You think a gun in the crowd is what? People in the crowd didn't have guns because they weren't allowed. Trump doesn't allow guns in his rallies because they endanger people. Morance in his head, at this point, did he already believe that, like, not a Secret Service person or something, but, like, a random person in the crowd had killed the would-be assassin? Very strange.
An innocent bystander lost their lives. It is absolutely terrible. But like I said, I was so pumped just to see the tweet from Ryan Cohen. Showing support for Donald Trump. You know, I've read every sick comment over the last 30 minutes, and it just rocked me, man. I'm so upset. Everyone, ooh, didn't do the job. They only had one job. Ooh, missed a shot. Oh, they couldn't even do one thing right. Ooh, so close yet so far. Oh, should have got him. Missed. It's like, who are these sick people in these comments? What sad world do you live in where you wish death upon someone?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm in a situation, and I'm not saying I wish anything on anyone. I'm just saying, I feel like that's a statement coming from a person who has never felt like the political system is going to murder them. I don't know how else to put that. That's a statement said by someone who has never woken up and wondered, is the state gonna murder me just because of who I am? Just a thought.
What did I tell you earlier?
Again,
I don't care how
I'm not in favor of political violence. I'm just saying, to never think there's any circumstance in which people might, like, have some schadenfreude, or however you pronounce it, against, like, Donald Trump. Come on.
You are, you don't deserve death, and certainly not in this fashion. Let him be the angry old dad who doesn't win an election. There you go. And let him go tell Barron Trump his war stories. And, hey, you know, I once banged out some porn girl. Let him do whatever the hell he wants to do.
I feel like that you're voting for someone and you feel like that would be a reasonable thing for him to say to his kid. Very weird. Schadenfreude, thank you.
Let him do those stories. Let him have that. But instead, you want to kill him? You want to kill him because you can't beat him. You want to ruin his name. You want to file charges against him. You want to drag him through the mud.
Again, notice that he's putting, like, every single person that he doesn't like into one category, as if the people who indicted Donald Trump convicted him on those 34 counts that he was convicted of. The shooter, people who don't like Trump in general, as if they're all one homogenous group. That's bizarre.
You want to, financially, you want to just tear him apart, The guy works for $1.
He enriched himself through the office of the presidency, Morance. He probably made more money as the president than anyone who's ever been the president.
All he cares about is, you know what? I want to win this election for the American people. And you want to shoot him. What were we not shooting? The billions and billions of dollars that we sent over to Ukraine?
What? Not a very good comparison, Morance. Hbeard says, who would ever wish harm on their political enemies? And then there's a link. Smash cut 2.
You know, it was a time when we used to
This was June 30th of this year, so like 2 weeks ago.
Evil on the battlefield, and guess what we did to it? We killed it. We didn't quibble about it. We didn't argue about it. We didn't fight about it.
This is Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. Not sure. This is North Carolina, looks like.
We killed it. When the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, what do? We flew to Japan. And we killed the Japanese Army and Navy. We didn't even quibble about it. I didn't start this fight. You did. You wanted to be left alone. You should have left me alone. We didn't argue and capitulate and talk about, well, maybe we shouldn't fight the Nazis that hard. No, they're bad. Kill them. Some liberal somewhere is going to say that sounds awful. Too bad. Get mad at me if you want to. Some folks need killing. It's time for somebody to say it. It's not a matter of vengeance. It's not a matter of being mean or spiteful. It's a matter of necessity. We have wicked people doing wicked things, torturing and murdering and raping. It's time to call out those guys in green and go have them handled. Or those boys in blue and have them go handle it.
Phyllis Filler says, happy partnerversary, Hannah. I'm sorry we're in the middle of this trash heap news cycle geopolitical situation. I'm frustrated that so many news outlets, talking heads, op-ed writers, and politicians are being irresponsible, and Democrats have paused ads because they don't want to, quote, incite violence, yet all they're doing is pausing absolutely vital messaging to call out how harmful Project 2025 is and to tie it in on Trump as one of his many albatrosses. I'm sure they'll start it again in due time. It's pretty standard procedure if someone gets almost assassinated or something like that happens to them that you pause advertising for a little bit. It's pretty typical.
Relationships we have where we don't need them right now. No one's even trying to shoot.
Or like if a tragedy happens to someone. I've seen it happen before. It will not be a permanent state of affairs.
Biden. People are trying to wipe his ass. People are trying to hold his hand. And this is what they're doing. There's some evil people out here. You know what? And if you ever speak out against it, if you ever cheer for it, you're gross. You're gross. I'll never cheer for it. I'm telling you. This is what it comes to. You guys are almost up. The Democratic Party doesn't have anything left. I had to hear some left-wing nut out of Michigan tell me how great Detroit was and how thankful Detroit was about having Biden in office. And then they asked her, they said, well, how do you feel about Biden in the next 4 years? See, everybody's projecting about today. I wonder if he could run for president today. I wonder if he can get...
I don't give a shit if he has a shorter term than, why am I blanking on his name? The guy who was president for like 13 days. William Henry Harrison? I don't remember who it is. Either way, the one that died almost immediately. I don't care if if Biden gets elected and falls over as the votes are being counted. This is a block vote for Trump as far as I'm concerned. I'm trying to block Trump from access to power. William Henry Harrison. Okay. Thief Lord says, I don't know what's going to happen from this, but I know for a fact time travelers are going to flock to that point in time-space like flies on shit.
This debate today. How will he do today? What the hell are you talking about? Why are we all talking about today? What the hell are you going to have in that office 4 years from now? What is going to be coming out of the mouth of Joe Biden?
I don't give a shit. He's got a whole ass administration.
2 years from now. Hell, 2 months from now. If this doesn't win Trump the election, nothing will.
I'm genuinely confounded by this. I understand riling up a base, but anyone who thinks this would switch someone to Trump, I fundamentally do not understand that. Getting people out to vote who already like him? Okay, I can see that to an extent. Anyone choosing undecided to vote for Trump because of this? I don't get it. But people are kind of weird, and I don't understand the logic of a lot of people, so I guess there might be someone out there who's like, oh, they tried to shoot this guy, even though it was a Republican. Doesn't matter to them, they're undecided. I assume they're not very tuned in to the news. Who's gonna go, they tried to shoot him, so I'm gonna go vote for him. I just don't get it.
You know, they said if you arrest Trump, he's going to win because now everybody's going to side with him because you're going after him. You're trying to silence your political opponents. What country am I living in, guys? Somebody tell me. I'm the most red, white, and blue dude you're ever going to find. Serve my country, work hard, pay taxes, have children in it. I live.
Throw your money away on GameStop.
In here. I'm built from a different cloth. I'm not white. Right? I
don't think it worked for Reagan. Reagan was wildly popular anyway.
There's an ethnicity here. There's some type of mixture in me. So I represent America pretty well. I would like to think. So poll me. Ask me.
Abjectly delusional. That's America, yeah. Captain Squid says, I think that's why they're trying so hard to pin it on Biden, regardless of the facts, I guess. I just don't, who's gonna, I don't know. Will enough people buy that shit that aren't already on Trump's side? I don't know.
We're trying to silence people?
H. Baird says, there's a large population of people who, quote, hate both sides as an identity. They view Republican vitriol and Democrat warnings as each side mudslinging. Thus, they would see someone trying to shoot Trump as a sign that it's the Democrats who are the problem and could pull in some votes. People are dumb.
Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg destroys a IG account and a Facebook account this week on Trump. Take it down. Silence his voice. Guy has to make his own media platforms just to get his word out there. Hold his own rallies. Travel the country, add his own security detail on top of the Secret Service. This is a former president, people. I don't care how much you hate him. He led this country. For 4 years, he was the commander-in-chief. Anyone who's ever been a commander-in-chief has gotten the red carpet rolled out for them. I don't care if it's Jimmy Carter, Gerald Ford, Bush, Reagan, the whole night. Everybody gets their flowers. Everybody says, you know what? You were great or you weren't. But we stand by you because you had the title, you had the job. Why?
I wouldn't say that. Plenty of people really criticize former presidents for a great number of reasons, but also Trump is, like, I think objectively worse than any president in my lifetime or the last century. Like, it's pretty fucking bad. So I think that's the reason, right? Benekagami says, people forget that with the Mondale Reagan situation, Reagan was likable and the cross-pollination was more common back then. Trump is an asshole to most not in his cult at this point, and the electorate is a completely different beast than in the 80s, yeah.
Why the hell is this guy so different?
Because he's a way worse person, like, in his demeanor. Certainly George W. Bush committed probably, like, more actual crimes, like war crimes. But, like, Trump is a way more abrasive person. He's, like, a douchebag. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Trump comes off as a douchebag.
What the hell is wrong with you, America? I ask you. I'm America. I look in the mirror. I know what I'm looking at. What the hell is wrong with you? The man had the job. He supported the troops. He supported the nation.
In what way did he support the troops? What?
It's something to him that you'll never see. They put a pandemic in front of him, and they asked him to plan for it, and he couldn't. He didn't know how. Crisis management. Everybody can look back at those years and go, oh, this is...
I'm sorry, he just used the term plandemic, correct?
What we should have done.
Peep Lord says, Republicans, if this happened to Biden... Fuck it, I'll do it again. Really, though, I'm sick of the Democrats wielding power by playing by boxing rules in a genital kicking exhibition.
But nobody did. Everybody spent $1 million, trillions of dollars to get out of it. They all did it wrong. But that's the track record. Ooh, the largest unemployment. That's, excuse me? The whole world shut down. You're going to blame him? I have the largest growth. I've developed the most jobs. Developed the most jobs? Excuse me, Joe Blow? You've been in Congress for 50 years. Joe Biden's been in Congress for 46 years, guys.
Okay.
46 years. If you couldn't fix your issues over the last 40, I'm not...
That's such a bizarre outlook. This reminds me of the other day when I was talking about the thing Trey talked about, how some people view society not as this, like, amorphous organism that changes over time in response to all sorts of different things going on, but view it as a bridge, and, like, you just fix it. And once it's there, all it can do is degrade. It can't get better or change. Same thing here. You think that the existence of politicians is to fix everything? Well, that's not how anything works. Society is always ebbing and flowing and changing, and different circumstances come out, and you adapt governmental policy to address that. It's not a thing that you just put in place and you go, all right, we did it. That's society. Frustrating. Gillis Filler says, we had a White House pandemic response team, Morance, that Trump disassembled. And he also, in the early days of the pandemic, was calling it like a Democrat hoax. Jesus Christ.
I'm not signing you up for 4 more. Best times of my life as an adult were 2016 through 2020. Straight up, no bullshit.
That's interesting that you're applying that to Trump. It seems like you're correlating something that maybe isn't causative. Just a thought. Sorry, M. Scheffler. M. Scheffler said, this is the mindset in some members of the military that worries me. We're not supposed to blindly follow a person. We must disobey illegal orders. Yeah, I'm guessing Morance isn't active duty anymore, so you're probably fine.
Financially. Just a bunch of cowards running around on this planet. A bunch of telephone tough guys. I have to watch YouTubers make videos about me, drag me through the mud, because I support a stock in a company. Oh, how un-American is that? Oh, no, I'm not being un-American. Oh, I'm wrong? I support something. I put my money behind it. Boom, there it is. But I got people making videos. Oh, guys, I watched the whole video today of the individual give me credit for one stance and then go back 10 minutes later and destroy my whole stance because I support GameStop. Like, it's the craziest shit I'm around right now. And these are the same people that are going to...
Raiders, welcome! Thank you for the raid, Kevin. Hope you had a good stream. Make sure you go check out KF Logan here on Twitch. There's a link in the chat. We're looking at various reactions to the Trump assassination attempt today. Very interesting. How you doing, Kevin? This is Morance. He's a meme stock person who's into GameStop. And we're watching his response to Trump, because he's also a Trump supporter. I know it's a weird combo, but he's someone we look at regularly, so... I don't think he's talking about me. I'm not the only one who covers him. Might be talking about Korax or someone else. Not sure.
We're going to vote for Joe Biden.
I'm dressed as Miss Frizzle, by the way. It's costume month, so chat gets to pick what costume I wear every day for 30 days. If you want to vote on the costume for the next however many days it's going, join the Discord. Is there a tiny violin emote? I wish.
D.L. Hewley. Hi, Mr. Hewley. Mr. Comedian. Went out there and said, I don't care. I don't care what Joe Biden says. I don't care if it's a corpse. I'm voting for it because that's how much they hate Trump. You know why Trump didn't win the election? It's not because people like Joe Biden. It's not because
they dislike Trump, yeah.
They're going to vote.
I wouldn't disagree with that, but that's what it is. It's a first-past-the-post system. So inevitably, you're going to vote for one of the two choices if you think that voting is a pragmatic thing to do, and it is. So they're going to vote for one of the two. It doesn't necessarily have to be because they love the person. It could be a vote because they don't like the other person more. That's the system. It's not a good system, but it is the system. Work to change it if you'd like. Fenekagami says, I grew up on country music and now have to watch in despair as basically the whole industry falls over itself to suck Trump's cock. I know conservatism and nationalism is strong amongst country entertainers, but still, 9/11 destroyed country music. More damage was done to popular country music on 9/11 than to either of the towers. Sorry, that formed in my head and I couldn't not say it.
Vote for Joe Biden? No, it's because people hate Trump. They're programmed to hate him.
Where were you when the world stopped turning that September morn?
You're spoon-fed this shit. Every media platform, every talking head, all the money's leaning one way. And now the donors are freezing their campaign funds with the threat of not letting any money go through unless Joe Biden steps down. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Donald Trump had a child named Hunter Biden? How crazy it would be? The reason why they don't like Trump is because he doesn't come from their swamp. Yeah,
or he's an asshole and people disagree with his political takes. Like, again, I don't understand this defensiveness where you can't understand the view of other people. Like, I don't like Trump supporters, but I can put myself in their mindset. I think they're wrong, but I do understand what they believe. Many of them believe that society, I don't know if they'd articulate it like this, but they think things have changed too much. Things have changed. It's not like it used to be. Things are crumbling. Things are changing. I don't have the opportunities I used to, and the people around me don't either. Their small towns are crumbling and dying. The general pop culture, the zeitgeist is so different than when they were growing up, and things that they never even imagined are commonplace now, right? So they're confused and scared and look for scapegoats and easy answers, and those are often provided to them through immigration or LGBT people or whatever they are calling woke this week, right? They're angry and frustrated, not always justifiably, but they're always given a target by people like Donald Trump. I don't get how Morance is incapable of seeing the other side, you know what I mean? Like, how could he not understand someone like me who just genuinely believes in left-leaning, like, political ideology? I don't get it. Look at this terrible Trump tattoo. Oh, Jesus, this is going to be embarrassing. Oh, no! At least that'll be easy to cover up. It's all just lines. It's all just black lines. They could cover that up someday, maybe, if they realize that was a mistake. Oh, there is red for the blood, but they can cover that. That's fine.
Embedded with investments and big money and all the rest of it, right? Billionaires and trillionaires. That's not my concern. My concern is when congressmen go to the Hill and get a job for $250,000 a year, and they leave with no term limits, and they leave with hundreds of millions of dollars. A la Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer.
Then you should be in favor of things like banning stock trading for members of Congress or people in government. I think that's a good thing.
Kind of AOC next. Anybody they want to put in front of you that's going to vote the way they want you to vote and just toe the line. That's the issue here. How the hell does this guy, who's just a real estate guy, a billionaire guy, talks a lot, flamboyant, whatever you want to call him, but he's America.
He's America. Benakagami says, Trump supporters are also big believers in great man theory and superhero narratives, so they're suckers for the idea of heroes coming in to save them. You see that in QAnon all the time.
He's America.
This is America. Guns in my area.
In the world and in this environment of everyone having an opinion, this is mine. If you don't like it, I'm telling you this respectfully and unrespectfully. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you feel you hate my guts because I vote for Donald Trump. I don't care if you'll never watch my content again. I don't care if you're going to sell every share of GameStop. I don't care if you never want to sit next to me at a restaurant. I don't care. I will vote for Donald Trump, and you can't change me.
Morance, no one is trying to get you to not vote for Donald Trump by shooting him in the face. That would kind of preclude you getting to if they were successful. It was a Republican who was probably whacked in the head. That's it.
Because that's the most American thing I can do. The most red, white, and blue thing to do is to vote for Donald Trump. Nothing else. Trump 2024 all day. You know, I used to say these things. I used to be like, if you don't have one of these, you're not a real American. And it would be my Trump hat. You'd be like, hey, man, that guy's a racist, man. He has a Trump hat. You think I'm racist?
I think you, at minimum, avoid the racist thing Trump says or choose to interpret them very charitably because you like the other things he says. That doesn't inherently mean you intentionally are racist, but pragmatically, yeah. Peeplord says he's just a little guy, so what if he R-words children and is actively trying to dismantle the world's most powerful democracy because he's empty inside? He's just a little guy!
You don't have to be a racist to vote for Donald Trump. I can't
You have to be okay with racism to do it, though. At least a certain extent.
stand that either. It's so like, it's just a shallow mindset. It's like, what makes you, it's one of those things when I heard Joe Biden say, yeah, if you don't vote for me, you're not black enough. I was like, what the hell is that? The best thing that ever happened to me was Almo Nestor. Almo Nestor is part of this channel. He's been a moderator of mine for 3.5 years. I've known the man for over 1,000 days on this planet. And Almo is the most right-wing dude I've ever met in my life, but he is so informed on politics, on things that matter. I look to him. I said, yo, did you hear about this? He goes, yeah, man, don't worry about that. Look, this is what's really going on. And then he hits me with it. And I said, oh, damn. So who do you think was the first person to call me? Do you think it was my brother? Rico knows. You don't know shit. You think it was my dad? He's a huge Trump supporter. Nope. No. The first person to call me was Almo Nestor. Called me, said, yo, Morance, did you see this? Get up. And I could have been like everyone else, just race to the camera, race to the screen, gone live. Ooh, what's going on? Nah, I sat there for 30 minutes and I let it sit on my chest.
Ray says, I think I know that guy. Oh, God. Benekagami says, but Morance, Trump supporters care about all those things. They whine constantly that nobody will like them anymore. You guys care a lot about what others think. Hell, part of why you support Trump is to be contrarian, to make people think you're special and interesting by going against the grain.
And I cried. I cried for all the right reasons, and I don't care if you guys judge me. I don't care if you talk shit. None of you could live in my world.
I don't care that you cry. That's fine. It's toxic to, like, judge people for having emotional expression. But I don't know, I find it a little weird that you feel the need to say in my world as if you were the only one who experienced an extreme event. You're not alone in that. We all live in the same reality, Morance, or at least we try.
I let a tear out and a prayer out for a man who doesn't deserve what's happening to him. Do you know how prideful I was? My tears weren't sad. My tears were because I'm cut like that. I'm American through and through. And you just shot at America. And then I had
You shot at America.
to read these little punks online. These little people out here. Ooh, we missed it. Oh, man, too bad that you couldn't finish the job. Ooh, a little closer to the right. All this shit they're writing.
That's gonna happen with literally any person that someone tries to shoot. It's the internet. They're assholes. That's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Most un-American thing you could say. This whole job not finished shit. Look at this TikTok nerds out here. You guys are out here staged. Are you serious?
Wait, is Morance about to be upset about conspiracy theories? Because holy shit.
You think Trump is
Get your pot and kettle ready.
losing the election?
And a glass house to keep him in.
You think Trump needs to stage a coup? This ain't the moon landing, babe.
Can't tell if that's just a joke or if Morance genuinely doesn't believe we landed on the moon. It's really hard to say. H. Baird says, a lot of these people are emotionally constipated as well. If you watch Fox News, they always tell their viewers how to feel about any story. Getting permission to feel emotions they don't have to repress is part of the appeal.
This isn't 9/11. Shots fired. And he probably didn't have the attention to detail on security that he should, because he probably thinks he's amongst friends, supporters. They're probably glazing over them.
It's not Trump's job to do that. That's the Secret Service's job. Be mad at the Secret Service and the local cops for dropping the ball.
As they come through the gates. But I'll tell you what, at the next convention, I better see full-on bulletproof everything. Protect this man. Protect yourself.
Start putting him in a Pope mobile constantly. Start carting him onto stage in a bulletproof box. Oh no, we forgot to poke air holes for Donald.
Private security. But I guarantee you, there's going to be people strapped, and I'm not enticing any type of violence. I'm not
inciting,
asking for a civil war. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you there are more red, white, and blue Americans that stand by Trump than that don't.
Morance, guns aren't allowed at his rallies. You can't bring guns in.
The only thing that supports Biden, don't even let me characterize it.
Characterize it. Do it. Use that broad brush. Paint it.
Why are you crying? You see these guys on TikTok? They're all tough behind the camera. None of you so-called Americans, none of you could stop a real one. It's absolutely crazy that a damn Canadian, Ryan Cohen, puts up a tweet, and Ryan Cohen has a brand, he has a company, he's the CEO of a company, chairman of the board, and he put up Trump 2024. Yeah, he's not sitting on it. Where's your support, Mark Zuckerberg? Where's your support, Elon Musk? Where's your support?
Elon Musk does support Trump.
Any of you, Tim Cook? Show me the company that's standing up for their president.
He's not the president. He's a former president.
Oh, just me? Elon tweeted. What did he post? What did Elon post? I haven't even seen him yet. I'm going over right now just to see what his punk ass has to say. You know how I feel about Elon.
Wait, why does Morance not like Elon? Seems like he'd be right up his alley.
He plays both sides of the table. I'm not a fan.
Wait, he thinks Elon plays both sides? Oh my god. Where is his Overton window at that he thinks Musk plays both sides? Hydrate.
And if you don't know that he plays both sides of the table, then you haven't seen him in a press box with Ken Griffin.
Who is this? This is Morance. He's a meme stock person. He's into GameStop stock, and he's got a whole video about Trump. He also doesn't like me very much.
And private equity. Oh, you put a picture of Trump. Okay. Oh, I like this. Elon Musk, hey, you just got me. I stand corrected. I like what he just said.
I was gonna shit talk him, but then I found out he agreed with me, so fuck yeah.
I fully
very mature, normal behavior.
Endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery. Shout out to you, Elon Musk. Let me stand corrected. Let me be a bitch when it comes to talking shit on you. I still don't like the fact you hang out with Ken Griffin, but damn, I'm proud of you, Elon.
Because he has other rich friends, and Ken Griffin is like the villain of the GameStop saga, according to the conspiracy theorist apes.
I really am. Here you go, Elon. You get a retweet.
They call themselves apes, if you're not familiar with the meme stock thing. I'm not being insulting. That's a self-given designation by them.
From me. We all know I got more followers than Elon Musk. The last time America had a candidate this tough was Theodore Roosevelt. Shit. Yeah. Yeah, JFK wasn't that tough, huh? He just got shot. He couldn't survive that? What the hell happened, bro?
Holy fuck. I like that he's like, you need to take this seriously, immediately making fun of another president that got shot that actually fucking died. Yeah, Roosevelt lost that election after he got shot.
Protect the president at all costs. I totally agree with that. And now these guys are saying it's fake. You TikTok punks. You guys don't have a clue. Yeah. I didn't see him. Yeah, all you guys out there, all you telephone tough guys, all you guys that aren't ready for the real run here. This didn't almost bring me to. I'm telling you guys, I cried to myself before I ever went onto the screen. I wasn't going to cry here. Yeah, I know who they are. That's my CEO? Correct. That's my CEO and that's my president. And I'm going to get the t-shirt. Ryan Cohen and Donald Trump. I'm down with it all. Joe Biden might not make it to the winter. Someone in the crowd died, I believe. Yes. So they killed the shooter, and someone in the crowd also got shot. Let's hear what they have to say about it.
And I think one person died and one person got injured in the crowd.
This all unfolded. All right, before we do showcase that, as I said, this is developing and we continue to get breaking news. We have President Biden tweeting on this event. Take a look here. He says this: I have been briefed on the shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania. I am grateful to hear that he's safe and doing well. I'm praying for him and his family and for all those who were at the rally as we await further information. Jill and I are grateful to the Secret Service. The president here echoing similar statements that we heard from the former President Trump earlier today as he thanked law enforcement and also the Secret Service agents that helped during that time as we heard those shots ring out during that rally.
Benegami says, what's Morance's opinion on Alex Jones? Because his side of the argument are the kings of false flag calls. I actually don't know. I don't know if he's ever mentioned Alex Jones.
The former president taking to the podium and speaking at around 6 p.m. Eastern time. That rally was supposed to happen at 5 p.m. Eastern time. It was about an hour late. About 5 minutes into the former president speaking is when those shots first rang out. But again, here on your screen,
just doubled it up, Morance. Stop doing that.
We are finally getting
okay. Okay, let me tell you guys something, okay? That tweet came out.
Gotcha. He was listening when he muted the thing once he actually did the thing.
From Joe Biden.
You should have muted the video input and then unmuted simultaneously or close to it so it wouldn't have doubled. Whatever.
And right now, 1 minute ago.
Why do I care about how he's producing his program?
It took him this long to to text that out? Did Hunt and Peck not work? You really think he's typing up tweets? Get out of here. I don't need your I'm grateful to hear that he's safe.
Well, nothing would make you happy then, would it, Morance? It's a pretty boilerplate statement. He came out and talked.
Nothing Biden, this guy's worse. Can you imagine typing up a tweet? Hey, America, don't believe for 1 second Joe Biden text that shit out. Put Joe Biden on the camera, Mr. President.
They did. It was shortly after this. Biden did a press conference about this.
Get your ass in front of the teleprompter, and speak from the heart. Don't tell me what you and Jill feel about it. Get your ass in front of the nation right now. You want to be the leader, right? You want to be.
He did, Morance. Again, this was like, you posted this like very shortly afterward. You didn't give him time. He did.
The commander-in-chief, you want to condemn what just happened? Get in front of it. You could never do it.
Very intense. People Lord says, hey, how much sympathy is the bottom bar for someone who dies shielding his family from a thing he keeps voting to have happen at a place to express support for things that would ensure that things happening regularly?
Do that shit for me, Joe Biden. Talk to me. I guarantee you, if Joe Biden came out and he had a pair and he was like, you know what, guys, this is nonsense. This is malarkey. No.
That's basically what he said when he did actually come out and do a little speech about it. Was, yep, political violence bad, y'all. Captain Squid says, speak from the heart, don't tell me how you feel. Pick a lane, ideally for the length of a sentence, please. He's just upset. Just wants to be upset.
Oh, this is bullshit. I've never seen this disgusting. Oh, this is nonsense.
That's supposed to be Joe Biden or, God, what was his name from the Andy Griffith show? He sounds like, not Andy, but the other guy who worked for him. Barney? He sounds like, he sounds like the guy that turned into the fish in that one movie. Same guy.
My handicap is a -9. 9 millimeters, what they shot him with. If he just came out with the real shit.
Don Knotts, thank you.
I condemn whatever happened to Trump. I don't like it one bit. Jill, give me my Flintstone vitamins. And somebody wipe my ass. Go to Trump and Trump's a great guy.
Get your shit out of here. Joe Biden tweeting. Dumbest shit I've ever heard. Joe Biden tweeting. Dude doesn't even have an iPhone. What do you even know his Apple password? Is it facial recognition? Hold on, that's not his real face. He can't unlock his own phone. Hey, Hunter. Hunter, what are you doing lines on my phone again?
How long does this bit go on for?
I told you, this is not a plate. Anyway. Don't get me started on that dude. Every time I see Joe Biden talk, I think he's taking a shit.
Thanks, Legendary Vegan.
Just imagine that. Just imagine him on the toilet. Just straining to think.
Why are you making me imagine someone taking a shit? He's so mad, and I don't know if he knows what to do with the feelings, so he's just like, it's a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot.
A vein just pops out in the front of his head. I'll come back when you're talking GameStop. Randy Thomas, go ahead, bro. Be a bitch about it, Randy. That's what I think right now. Talking GameStop. I'm talking GameStop. Maybe you...
Are you now? We're the 30 minutes into this video, and I don't know, when did you last mention GameStop? What are you talking about?
Maybe you forgot the part where Ryan Cohen just tweeted Trump 2024. A full endorsement with his company, his name, and his brand.
There we go. That's related to GameStop, at least.
For Trump. See, I don't have time for weak-ass people tonight. I don't have time for weak-ass people to be like, oh, this is politics. I can't get involved with this. What can't you get involved with? They just shot the man in the head. Oh, you're going to be on the fence? Oh, I don't know who I'm going to vote for come November. I think. Shut your ass up.
I don't know if you know this, but how shootable someone's head is not usually a consideration for who I want to be president.
Weakest shit ever, bro. I hope you never watch my channel another day sidestepping that way. Dude, tiptoe around this shit. The damn thumbnail on the video says Trump shot. The shooter's announced dead. I got a picture of Donald Trump's head being shot. And you clicked on the channel for what? To talk about stock market?
I'm sorry, the longer this is going, it's cracking me up, because this is like legit just like he's just freaking out. He just has a lot of feelings. He's trying to get them out. And they're coming out in all sorts of really weird ways. I don't even know how to commentate on this at this point. It's just kind of like a car crash. It's just like, I'm in awe.
Not voting for Trump. Good for you. Half of you kids on TikTok can't even vote. It's like the kids in high school will hold protests. We're going to hold a rally at the high. We're going to do a walkout. You kids can't even vote. You're going to vote for a vegetable.
18-year-olds can vote, for the record. Like, I was in high school and could vote because I was 18. Or other people in my class who could also vote. But even so, even if you can't vote, being on the cusp of being able to vote, getting politically engaged is a way to sort of, like, get involved before you can actually vote. It's not abnormal. Telling the youth to get out of politics is just stupid. Just dumb.
That's what you're going to do. Yeah, I know all about it, guys. Are you kidding? Next up is Putin. Putin, come on to the stage, Putin. Zelensky's like this. What do you call me? The worst president in the history of history.
Oh, wow. I'm not going to go to bat for Biden, like, on a personal level. I do actually agree with a decent number of the stuff he's done outside of the Israel-Palestine situation. I think he's been okay. But yeah, his personality's dog shit, and he's bad at playing politics. He's real bad at it. I'm not going to argue that.
And you guys are going to tell me I'm voting for Biden again?
Oh, but saying that he's the worst president ever is just, like, ahistorical. Even if you don't like Biden, calling him the worst is wild. He's not in the bottom 10. He's not in the bottom 20. Come on!
Out of here. You deserve whatever's in your bank account. You deserve whatever issues you have financially, inflation, home insurance, auto insurance. You deserve inflationary dollars. You deserve supply chain shortage issues. You deserve it.
Morance, how did Joe Biden create all of these global problems that are affecting the entire planet and not just America? Impressive.
The minute you vote for it, and then look around stunned, what's going on? These guys. Why'd you get out of the military? It's called ETS, anytime in service. Go Google that, please. It's ridiculous, these people. Kids on TikTok got no huevos. Yes, I agree with that. My bank is very fine, and I can't wait. I can't wait to vote for him again. Thank you. I'm voting for Trump a third time, babe. You know, they're always like, you only get 2 terms. Yeah, well, in this case, I got to vote for Trump 3 elections in a row.
Maybe he'll win the popular vote this time. 1 out of the 3 would be fun.
Because they cheated on the second one.
Morance. Come on now, buddy. That's not true. That's a bad cope.
Yeah. Hey, you know, be icing on the cake. Icing on the cake is, it's going to be, they're going to announce who the shooter is, guys. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. You pray to God. You pray to Jesus, Democrats. You know who you hope it's not, right?
Who? What? Turned out the guy was a Republican, but like, what do you mean? Like, don't get me wrong, when this shit happened, my butthole clenched a little and I was like, please don't be trans, please don't be trans, please don't be trans. They weren't. It's a cis white guy who's a Republican. That's the only thing I was concerned about, was me being villainized for the identity of someone else.
You better hope and pray it's not an immigrant.
Oh my fucking God! Nope. White Republican.
You better hope and
It's gun violence, you could have guessed.
pray. I'm not prejudiced against anyone or anything. I love
I'm not prejudiced, however, says incredibly prejudiced thing.
Every human on the planet. But think about your policies and what you allow to come into America unannounced. And who you blame for that.
I like that in his head, he's already constructed the scenario where it's an undocumented immigrant. And he's like, see, you got shown. And it's like, but that didn't happen. You're gloating over a hypothetical situation you made up in your head that isn't true.
Open borders.
Literally, we don't have that. What are you talking about?
You better hope and pray. You better hope and pray it's just some loony bin, somebody who got a couple of screws loose up at the top who's been tweeting about Trump and the demise of Trump for a decade. That's what you better hope it is. You better hope it's Mel Gibson in disguise from the movie, not the actual Mel Gibson. Conspiracy Theory 101.
Again, he was a Republican, so like pretty good outcome, all things considered.
Yeah. Can I get his membership? I don't know if you can. All you guys on TikTok, or YouTube, you guys figure that out. I'm doing with TikTok right now. Shooter shot? Shooter. Now that's actually kind of funny. But I'm going to leave it alone. It's not fake news. It's ridiculous. If you guys don't read what they wrote here on TikTok, they said something. They said that shooter's like Angel Reese. Can't hear shit. And I'm down with that. Angel Reese missed a wide open layup and she couldn't get her double-double. I don't know. Shooter was worse than Klay Thompson in his final game. If you know about Klay Thompson's final game at Golden State, he went 0 for 10. Wait, Morance doesn't know about sports. Stop that. A hole in the ear. Yeah. He got shot. He got shot. Guys, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your ear's on your head. Do you see how close?
Thanks, Doodler Stargazer.
It'd be disgusting to see it happen. All you guys who say it's staged, just get a life. Honestly, get a life.
Again, that's not a good response, but it's also not true. It was not staged. That's a conspiracy theory, and if you see people spreading that, please don't buy it. There's no indication that it was staged. Just like every other conspiracy theory, people don't want to believe a specific thing, or think a thing doesn't look the way it's supposed to look based on what they've seen in movies, or what they imagine something should be like in their head, and they try to justify these things they don't understand by filling in the blanks with conspiracies. Not true.
My prayers are for the whole Trump family. Obviously his son, Barron. What a young, upstanding man, 18 years old.
You don't know anything about the kid. Saying he's upstanding is bizarre. It would be like me saying, Barron, that piece of shit. I don't know anything about him. He's some random 18-year-old. I don't like his dad, but neither of us knows about him as a person. Let's not make personal remarks in either direction. Very weird.
Having to deal with this whole country hating his father, yet loving his father.
Including his mom. Heyo.
It's all fake. There's no hate here. The real supporters for Trump are here. And there's 90 million of them. Disrespectful.
That's not how many votes he got. That's not how many votes he got at all.
Because 2 people are dead now, and the shooter an innocent bystander, correct? It's absolutely terrible. Trump 2024. Yeah, the memes are coming out now, right? They're already making memes about this shit?
Thanks, Stephen J. Neptune Man. Appreciate it.
I got some. You guys got one of these? I got the Make America Great hat again. I got one of those. But I got one of these. You guys got one of these? We'll see. We'll see who's got one. Hey, who's got it on deck? No, it ain't the MAGA hat. All right.
Make politicians afraid again is what the hat says. Morance, think about what you just put on your head for 5 seconds and why that's a tone-deaf thing to do given the situation. Just a thought. Just a thought. No, I didn't watch the Quartering's reaction yet. Morance, you are literally wearing a hat that implies advocating for violence against politicians while being aghast against violence perpetrated against a politician you like. Do you see why that's tone deaf and makes you look silly?
Listen up. There's some fake Trump supporters out there. There's some fake ass people who claim they're all about it. I'm about it. And I got the hat to prove it. Make politicians afraid again.
Afraid to what? Get shot in the head?
Donald Trump, 2024. You know what it is. Some bullshit around here, bros.
I'm kind of aghast.
This is
at the level of tone deafness to his own message.
Where I just come out and I start cleaning all my firearms. I just take them apart and just clean them right here at my desk.
Okay.
Just cleaning them.
Great. Maintenance is an important part of weapon ownership. Awesome.
Because I'm a supporter of the Second Amendment.
Cool.
Says I respect you immensely, Morance. You're unbiased and call out bullshit, which is why I'm surprised you're criticizing people who will vote left. Like, what the F does my political views have to do with GameStop? Oh, Roger, I'm so sorry. What the hell does my political views have to do with GameStop? I'm not talking about GameStop right now. I'm pissed off that somebody tried to shoot a presidential candidate because it can't beat him. That's an issue for me.
Again, he's implying a motive that we do not know. We do not know the motive of this person, but he's like positive about what he thinks the motive is. Interesting. H. Baird says, remember, having a mental model of the world that's intrinsically consistent and comports with the external reality is a liberal value. Nemesaur, thank you for gifting 20 tier 1 subs. Very, very generous, getting us to 200 out of 500 for the month. Thank you, Nemesaur, for helping so many people avoid the evil that is ads.
And you would condone it, and you would still vote against it. Why would you vote against Donald Trump again?
Because I don't like his policies, or his temperament, or his personality, or any of the policies he wants to enact.
Do you know why they're trying to...
Or his disdain for my existence.
Kill him? You see, guys, I have a space helmet. I have my hair that my brother doesn't have. And I've got a hat.
Making fun of his twin brother.
A couple of red ones. And they're red and white. Did you say a joke that I missed here? I must have missed a joke. I don't get to see him. GameStop has everything to do with my political ideology. Absolutely. Biden mad his vice president was shot. I don't even know. Thin hair, bro. No hair. All right, we're on Team Reek. No hair. Guys, shoot my president. I'm going to react. Is Biden coming out? Is this going to be Biden?
This is the thing you told him to do, right?
President of the United States. It better be Biden. Let's go, bitch. Is he watching the show? Oh. Tell me you're watching the show, Biden. I said, get his ass in front of the camera now. I want to see his stuttering ass do it.
Isn't this the thing he said Biden didn't do? Correct.
Let's do this shit.
Do I have Rico's reaction? I don't know if he said anything.
This dude.
I can try and find it. What is the name of his brother's channel? It's like Rico Knows or something like that. Let me go. He's on TikTok. He's big enough that it might pop up if I type in Rico.
You hit this rock?
Sorry, mister. I'll get a job to pay for it.
For those that don't know, Morance's brother is a successful TikToker, which is so funny. Rico... Not autofill? Is it like Rico Knows? Rico Knows. There he is! Wait, no, that one... Now, let's see. I don't know if he did a Trump thing. Because I think he's been dipped out for a while anyway, because he said some stupid shit that pissed some people off. Oh, there it is.
Breaking news, I just got home from a rally, but...
There it is. Yeah, Rico's Morance's twin brother.
These losers tried to kill our fearless leader. If you didn't hear, former
also a Trump supporter.
President Donald Trump was just shot at, they say. I don't know what's going on. I did hear gunshots in the distance, but none of us were running.
Wait, didn't Morance say his brother doesn't have hair? Does Morance think his brother has less hair than him? Hold on. Morance, you know you and your brother have basically the exact same amount of hair, right? Does Morance think that because he does his hair slightly differently than his brother, he has more of it? And I don't care either way, to be clear. I'm not here to talk about people's looks. I don't care how people look. But it is interesting how he perceives his looks versus his brother. There's some weird sibling rivalry stuff going on, based on other comments I've heard between them as well. Anyway.
We weren't scrambling. We're just sitting there. We're like, yo, whatever. And in true UFC fashion...
Although in fairness, I can't see the top of his head, so who knows?
President Trump had a little bit of blood coming off his ear. I don't know what's going on with that. All I can tell you is this. You can't hold...
Phyllis Filler says maybe they compare pube count when they're having pissing matches.
This man down. He put his fist in the air. It reminded me so much of Tommy Smith and John Carlos. On a much more serious note, I actually met Tommy Smith at a track meet in Palm Springs, California. But let me get back on track. President Trump will not be stopped. I don't talk politics. I support the leader of the free world at all times. I served...
So Biden right now.
...in the military under 4 different presidents. This dude got me paid. I just want to give a special shout out to the woman in the Secret Service. She was crouching down and covering his front half, all the vital organs. It's iconic stuff, dude. It just reminded me so much of Kevin Costner. Yeah.
It reminded me of Kevin Costner! I'm so tired. Okay, let's move on from Morance and his brother. Eight homosexuals at an assassination attempt.
What's going on, everybody? Get the region.
Fenekagami says, frankly, we kind of lucked out Trump wasn't Robloxed. Experts on fascism say that the loss of the leader doesn't stop the masses. God only knows the chaos that may have ensued. I would tend to agree with that.
Rob here. I got breaking fucking news. This is not a hoax. This is not a joke. Apparently, there was an assassination attempt against Donald Trump. Yeah, I'm not making this up. I will try to post a link to a video in the comment section below, or in the description below. Trump was in Pennsylvania. I don't know where in Pennsylvania, somewhere in Pennsylvania. He was at a rally, I think today. He was speaking, and I heard gunshots go off, and Trump went down, apparently bleeding from the head. I'm not sure if he was shot in the head. I don't know. But it looked like he was bleeding from the ear, and he got up and put the fist up, so it appears he's okay. But he was surrounded by Secret Service and military police, it looks like. So...
Thanks, Jimmy D. Time.
I don't have any other further details at this time. But like I said, there was an assassination attempt against Donald Trump. This is not a joke. This is the real deal.
I like that he didn't really say anything of substance here. Like, that's just the way someone might have found out, is Rob said it. Here's his update video. I assume he has a little more to say about it.
3%. What's going on, everybody? You got the Raging Rob here. Good morning from the great state of Indiana. I'm in that little corner of Indiana, the northwest corner of Indiana, you know, over by Michigan City on the I-94. On my way to Milwaukee. So, crazy day yesterday, huh? Huh? Oh my God. Well, God bless our President Trump. Oh my God. I don't even have words. That's just crazy. I mean, I never expected something like that to happen, but there's been some updates. I guess the shooter's been identified as a 20-year-old Thomas. If I get his name wrong, I don't know. Thomas Matthew Cook. I mean, there's a lot of crap going around on social media saying that Antifa was involved and yada yada yada. Antifa is not even a real thing, pretty much. It's kind of like anonymous. Anybody can throw on a guy's face mask and call himself anonymous.
How fucked are we when Rob is the reasonable right-winger in the room?
Well, the same thing with Antifa. Anybody can throw on black. Oh, I'm Antifa. You know, anti-fascist. Well, technically, I'm Antifa because I'm anti-fascist. I'm against fascism. So technically, I'm Antifa. You know what I mean? It's stupid. But anyway, speculation that Antifa was involved, I can't confirm or deny that. I mean,
I think you can deny it.
There was another guy floating around, Mark something. He was a fat guy, well, kind of built. And there's a YouTube video of him, or something like that. I'm like, what the hell?
Is he talking about the meme video of the larger gentleman with a modified, like, automatic pistol that he shoots off a bunch at once?
And I looked at them like, that doesn't look like the guy that was shot. Unless there was two people. There's been speculation that there was two shooters. I don't know. But there is one confirmed fatality of a rallier. God rest his soul. I'll send my condolences to his family. And there was a couple people injured. As far as I know, there's just the one shooter. I think there was some kind of a bigger plot going on. I have to ask these questions, you know. How does this guy... I mean, this was an industrial area. I looked it up on Google Maps. You know, where it was. It was close to, I guess, a place called Butler Farms. It was an industrial area. There was a lot of industrial buildings around there. And I'm trying to understand, how did the Secret Service not clear this building?
This is information I have tentatively gathered, is that area was supposed to be covered by the local police and they dropped the ball. That could be incorrect. That's my information as of right now.
How is it that this guy was able to get on top of the roof so close? 400 yards. Not even 400 yards. I mean, anybody could have took that shot. I could have took that shot, you know? I'm good with guns, you know what I'm saying? I mean, how did they not...
Well, we'll give you a call next time.
Protect this guy. I mean, they got Secret Service snipers. I know they do, because...
It's so interesting how people just assume everyone's competent. Like, everyone fucks up. I'm not even, like, saying, like, fuck the Secret Service. I'm just saying there was clearly, like, gaps in their security that happened, and there was a misunderstanding, and, like, things didn't get dealt with. Do people walk around with a sense of safety that's, like, entirely unwarranted? I don't, because I have generalized anxiety. I worry about everything recently. Are people this complacent where they just assume systems in place are competent, and people within those systems are competent, and they're fine? Because, boy, that must be relaxing, lying to yourself like that.
When I went to the Trump rally...
Just believing things always work out as designed or intended, and all systems work for the most part. Weird.
In Clinton Township, Michigan last year, in October last year, I was open carrying my Smith & Wesson, and I seen snipers on the rooftop looking right at me. I was like, oh yeah, there's a guy out here with the open carry, and you know, he's got a 3% flag, you know, whatever. So I know they got snipers on rooftops. The Secret Service, these guys are professionally trained. How was this guy able to get up on the roof, not detected, this building wasn't cleared, was the Secret Service paid off? I mean, whoever was in charge of that...
Incompetence. The answer is generally incompetent.
Building, were they paid off? I think there's going to be some arrests. I think there's going to be some explaining that has to be done, you know?
Oh, there'll inevitably be that. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get into trouble and, like... if not fired, at least, like, basically their career will be frozen and they'll never get a promotion. I'm sure some people will get in big, big trouble for this shit. But no, they're not gonna get arrested. The perpetrator's dead.
But anyway, I'm on my way to Milwaukee. I'm on the I-94 right now in Indiana. I'll be hitting the Illinois state line pretty quick, but I'm gonna stop at this exit up here and get some graphics. So that's just my thoughts. There's a lot of rumors online that's, you know, some conspiracy theorists saying it was staged and it wasn't real and it was fake. That way Trump can get more momentum, and I don't know. It's hard to believe anything anymore. You know, do your own research.
Don't do your own research. Most people are very dumb. I'm including myself in that statistic. Do not do your own research most of the time.
With your own ideas, you know. My thoughts, I don't think this was fake. No way in hell this was fake. I don't think so at all.
Benikagami says, when you're mediocre cis straight, white straight cis guy like me and Rob, yeah, generally there's a delusion of competence.
I mean...
H-Bird says, when Lincoln was at Ford's Theater, his bodyguard sat outside the door to their box seats. The bodyguard got bored and went out to get a sandwich, which allowed John Wilkes Booth to get in and shoot Lincoln. Stupid screw-ups happen. Oh yeah, all the time.
This was a close call. I mean, they were out to get him. Let me just say that. They were out to...
I want you all to think about when you've been at work. And yeah, I'm safe where I am. Thank you for asking. I'm safe. I'm good. Think about every time you're at work and you're supposed to be maybe doing something, but you're like, ah, fuck it, it's fine, and you do something else, or you just zone out for a while, or you're maybe not doing what you're supposed to do. Every single person who has any job ever does that, including very important jobs. People fuck up. That's life.
Get him. And this was a close call on Trump, and if they were successful yesterday, I think it goes down to the second number 2 guy which would probably be Ron DeSantis. I don't know. But anyway, you know, we got to take this country back regardless. We got to get Joe Biden out of there. So, you know, we got to take this country back. This country is going down the toilet, and it needs a revival like we've never seen before. So, whether you hate Trump, whether you love him, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, you gotta admit, Trump is a beast. This guy's a beast. You gotta admit it.
He's a beast for someone missing? Shooting him in the head? That's not even a skill issue. He's just lucky.
I gotta give credit where credit due. The way he got back up and, you know, I'm gonna get off the exit right here. Get that Denny's restaurant, get some graphics, get my...
I don't believe in the concept of luck. I believe in statistics. So, you know, some people are going to be on one end of a bell curve and some are going to be on the other. So you could sort of post hoc describe certain people as lucky or not. If I ever were to believe in luck as, like, a magic, like, energy, Donald Trump is the person to make me believe it. Because that motherfucker is the luckiest person to ever live. And I don't get why. He's a terrible person. I know it's just random, but holy fuck.
Get my all-American slam.
If there's anyone with weighted dice in the game of life rolling nat 20s for no reason, it's Trump.
Coffee. Anyway. You know. Gotta give credit where credit's due, whether you love him or you hate him. You know. I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm not super mega crazy about him, but, you know, I've gotten pissed off at Trump a few times. I mean, some of us... There's been times he's done things I don't like. You know. But I gotta admit it, the guy is a beast. I mean, whether you like him or don't like him, I'm a libertarian, so I'm not really super crazy about Trump, but I will say this: he's the man.
Why do Republicans always say you have to admit about something ridiculous regarding Donald Trump? Because they understand intuitively that rhetorically Donald Trump is looked at disparagingly. So they couch their statement within an admission of perhaps he's not what you would like, but as an avenue of lowering your defense to make the statement that they're going to make. I'm not saying they're doing this consciously. That's just how people talk naturally and don't realize they're doing it. H-Bird says, I don't want to doomer, but assuming Biden wins in November, Trump's going to run again in 2028. He might not even be alive in 2028. Not a threat, just genuinely. They're both old. They both might not be here next election.
Man,
Although it would be honestly funny if Trump lost twice in a row and then ran a third time. At that point, I will enjoy it. But who knows? Let's focus on this election, because he could still very well win. So please go vote and convince everyone you know to go vote. If you know anyone who's like, I don't know, or I don't... No. Make them go vote. Do it.
God, look over this guy, look over his family, and look over his supporters, and even if you don't support Trump, you know, we need revival in this country, you know? So, heading to Milwaukee. I'll be there later today sometime, checking in a motel. This is Raging Rob. Stay tuned for some more videos.
I hope you had a good breakfast. Like breakfast. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go have my own breakfast for dinner. I have some leftover Eggs Benedict I'm gonna go enjoy, I think. So thanks everyone for hanging out. It was interesting looking at some different Trump people today and what they think's going on. Tomorrow, of course, will be Tinfoil Tuesday, so you can stay tuned tomorrow for that. Some Trump stuff will probably be in there, but it's not going to be like the whole theme of the stream. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's one or two things thrown in there. CC's probably going to do a video about this at some point, if not tomorrow, sometime soon. Hans Wormhat might do something, but it'll be mostly a normal tinfoil day. It will be a little later in the day, so instead of 5, it'll probably be closer to 6:30 or 7, just depending on some other stuff I have going on tomorrow. But it will be tomorrow, either way. So I hope to see you then. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks everyone for wishing me well on my partner anniversary. I appreciate it. And, yeah. Have a great rest of your evening. I need to go eat and take off this Miss Frizzle outfit. Oh, make sure you vote in tomorrow's poll. I did get the judge outfit in, so now Miss Frizzle and the judge are added to the rotation. And, be good. Make sure we correctly. Alright. Have a good night, everyone! Bye-bye. Like the stream on YouTube if you can, I'd appreciate it. Alright. Bye-bye. Doot, 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 doot.